But, you know, it's been a relatively long, but I guess short tournament compared to other events. And we are finally here. I'm going to toggle ACCM to the red. I think that makes the most sense. Put Vinch in the blue. And we've got Nomad here. So this is the first semifinal. ACCM, who took down Barles and then took down Viper, is in the red. And Vinchester, who's had a crazy run himself here in this semifinal, in the blue.
Yeah, and ACCM is actually fortunate to find a TC spot. Do you see where he TC'd up on the hill?
Oh, God.
If that was me, man, the hills would be all around that wood line. It would be another 3 minutes before I found a TC spot. He found a really, really good one up there.
I'm freaking out because they're going to be really close here. They both have...
Oh, my God!
They're really close together. We just haven't really seen this. And they're going to be right next to each other to start off the semifinals. So, the TC is late for Vinch, but he's building it with 2 Vills. So that should end up meaning the TC is around the same time as ACCM's. And then ACCM docks the left corner. And then we got Vinchester dock in the right corner. But yeah, strap in. This is going to be absolutely unreal.
I think the problem here for ACCM, and it's going to dictate his strategy a lot, like he can't go fast castle, is the fact that the gold and the stone are in between him and Vinchester.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else around. So, like, he needs to get towers there in Feudal Age. He needs good scouting, essentially. And he might actually find Vinchester's town center really, really quickly. He's already scouting this area. If he doesn't find that early, he could lose a villager to that. So, finding that really early is important for ACCM.
I think it's also hugely important what direction the players go for boars. If ACCM finds this boar, as he's going to find the TC. Oh, he actually saw the TC and didn't lose the sheep.
And saved the sheep. Wow, that's great.
That's a really big deal. But I'm looking around ACCM for boars, right? He actually has 2 to the left, which is pretty crazy because he's really close to the edge of the map there. But if he could snag this boar by Vinch's TC, Vinch has a long way to travel for boars. He's got to go all the way to the north where he hasn't found one yet. And then there's another one, but it's beyond woodlines to the right here. So I think it's absolutely imperative that Vinch finds this boar.
He can't see that boar from Vinch. It's in that one little dark area. That's really nice for Vinch.
Yeah, true.
The fact that ACCM can't see that Vinchester can't see it either. And now it's coming into view. And he can see the boar from ACCM coming back towards that TC spot.
Yeah, I just caught a glimpse of that.
So I think he should know. Yeah, that's really good information for both. And we'll see how each person decides to approach this. I mean, they're both kind of fast castle civs to some extent. And they both want a castle up at some point. I think Vinchester would go more towards the monks to counter the conquistadors. But at this stage, like, you're not thinking conks, you're not thinking Hussite wagons. You're thinking, oh God, how do I get my gold? And how do I get my stone?
These are maybe the absolute best fast castle civs for Nomad, right? Maybe like Portuguese would be another one that comes to mind. But I'm just curious now, looking at Vinch's scouting, he has used his sheep mainly on the shoreline in the north. He hasn't had any shoreline scouting on the other side where his dock is. And I don't think he knows. Did you catch a glimpse of him spotting anything from ACCM? I don't think he knows the TC's there.
Well, he saw the boar coming in.
True. Yeah, good point. He saw the boar going that direction, so he doesn't know exactly where it is.
I think he'll assume. He's not sending any sheep in that direction. I think he'll assume that ACCM is there. He should have been able to spot that. Maybe he didn't see it.
Yeah.
But I think he should be able to know.
Well, I'm a teensy bit worried for Vinch. Back to the boar discussion, because he did find a boar, but it being on the other side of that wood line is so annoying for your second boar. If that's your third boar, your eco's in a better spot. And then he's still looking for boar number 2. ACCM, he sees boar number 2 and boar number 3. And it's going to find a couple extra sheep here. And I love his scouting as well. ACCM scouted way more of the shoreline. If that sheep continues to move along, he's probably going to find Vinchester's dock as well.
And finding that TC placement from Vinchester, and not just like losing a sheep there, but actually finding the actual foundation is so massive. You can already see where he's building the houses. He's just trying to secure all this area. If he didn't know, it could be Feudal Age before like Vinchester reveals it to him, and it could be a tower in your face.
Yeah.
On your gold.
I think Vinch is getting a little desperate for that third boar. He sends the Vil this way. He immediately sees the house from ACCM. So if he didn't know before, he should know now ACCM is over there, and he's just going to place a house right next to it. Considering the dock positions, it's even more reason to go for fast castle, but going fast castle seems so risky in some ways if you are right next to your opponent. So I just... ACCM doesn't know how many boars Vinchester has. He actually can see underneath the TC foundation, I think. If there's boars there, maybe I'm wrong. But...
No, he can't. Because it's just partially built for him. That's actually unfortunate.
But if you look hard enough, you can.
It's just under the bricks. It's under the bricks. But you would never notice that. Like, they can't zoom in like we can.
Well, you're just not able to calculate it, right? I think you have to be on the safe side here if you're ACCM and try and rush here instead of going fast castle. I think if he knew that Vinch didn't have that third boar, he would maybe consider going up to castle, but I think he's about to click, and he's had a really smooth Dark Age here. Well played, ACCM. And there he goes to Feudal.
Oh, he almost sniped that boar with his TC. Oh my goodness, that was so close. ACCM very fortunate that he got that food in there. Villager's now coming forward. He doesn't like this outpost. I agree with him. I don't like it either.
But, like, Vinch is right next to you. Vinch is a gate and a Vill rush away from trapping these Vills.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Vinch is never going to let that outpost go down. And now Vinch has placed a house, and this is what I mean.
ACCM can kill that house with his TC if he wants to.
Not true. Just being annoying. And now Vinchester's going to attack his house. This is what you get for attacking my outpost. Houses actually go down super fast in Dark Age.
Bro, Vinchester's just going to take the chance, I think. He might just go fast castle. I mean, the game is in a really good state if you do manage to get the castle age and if you do manage to get a castle down and your opponent's still in feudal age. But this is a huge risk.
Yeah, agreed. It's risky, but even if you lose a bunch of Vills, one Hussite wagon can destroy everything ACCM has in feudal age.
Yeah.
Or one mangonel, right? So I think maybe it's worth the risk. This is hilarious how they're just Vill fighting here. And ACCM's going to open with an archery range here. So
Vinch is like, nope, I'm out. I'm gone, dude. I'm gone. Look at his resources for Vinchester right now. He's got the mill on the hunt. He's got the villagers taking the hunt forward. He's got 7 fishing ships. But if his fish die, food income's going to be tough for him.
Yeah.
Right? He still has to go out to a gold somewhere, and he can see the gold way to the north. That's very far away from his base. If ACCM's roaming around, like, Vinchester has so many areas to hit.
Yeah, agreed. It's going to be really tough for Vinchester to wall this up. And I just don't think he has the food to go Castle Age naturally here. So this might be more of a tower defense play. There is a Fire Galley moving out from ACCM to go to his fish, too. So I like ACCM's position right now, but I just don't know how this game's going to go. I also don't know why Vinch is moving his fish right now.
Yeah, he is moving them, isn't he? Right through the Navy. He won't have enough wood to redock. Like, he's not going to have enough wood to go for more lumber camps and stuff once this tower is up from ACCM. It's going to be really, really tough for him.
Yeah, I think he was just scouting for more fish and just clicked them a little far. But ACCM correctly realizing the players are close together, not opting for that fast castle. He's piling on a lot of pressure here. And the tower goes up behind the wood line now to make things even more awkward here for Vinch. But Vinch is going to be up to the feudal age. Resources collected is somehow even. He did get another boar. He is going to drop the market. And the archers aren't in yet, but I mean, they could be, dude. There's still wide open space for those archers to run through.
And the fish are about to be disrupted. That's his major food eco right now. As Vinchester is forced to go for a tower now on the stone, that means less stone to sell, to buy food, to go up to Castle Age. He manages to get the market blacksmith, which is great. I mean, ACCM almost cut off that wood eco from him, as ACCM is now on stone on the other side, and he's just trying to break through into those walls.
I mean, if these fishing ships can drop off 100 food for him, and he idles a little bit, which I think you actually have to do, because getting up to Castle Age feels like the absolute key. He's going to get enough stone for a castle, and that castle can go on ACCM's face, and there's not going to be a lot ACCM could do to stop it. I think Vinch, I know it looks bad, but he's only lost 1 unit so far. Or, sorry, he didn't even lose a unit so far. Yep. He's got a stone protected. If he can click up here, dude, this is dangerous for ACCM.
It is 100% when you're this close. The checkmate move is a castle in your face.
Oh my god, the fire ship isn't killing the fish. ACCM,
no.
I think he assumes the fire ship's doing damage right now. He's just really trying to get damage in on land. which is a lot of focus and a lot of pressure, but that fire galley needs to be killing fishing ships right now. There's nothing in defense there for Winchester.
Another lumber camp for Winchester. Another tower for ACCM.
Great job from Vinch to, even though initially he was trying for the full walls, he correctly recognized in the heat of the moment that was not going to happen. We see a lot of players just commit 4, 5, 6 vills, and then they just lose the villagers anyways. Yeah, dude, this... Where does Vinch place his castle? Because there is a tower now, and there are some archers, but I think it's worth losing 5 vills to get that castle right next to your house and on that TC from ACCM.
I think you got to risk it. I think you got to risk it. But if ACCM sees that, he's going to have a lot of vision, right? As soon as he sees Castle Age, he's going to be looking for where the castle goes. He knows what the plan is. He can see the villagers on stone. It's obvious.
ACCM lost an archer to a tower, and then he lost one to the TC as well. Vinch may honestly, because he doesn't have a wood line, he may honestly opt for the safe castle on top of the hill to just shoot the tower down, and then he can transition and make some wagons. But I think everyone wants to see that forward castle drop. Maybe it's too risky with archers out, with fletching, though.
I think ACCM, once Castle Age comes in, has to start putting foundations all over the place.
Yeah, true. The houses.
And another archer lost to the TC from ACCM.
He's lost a lot of archers. But it's what happens when you know this is about to be painful.
Here come the vills.
Here come the vills. He's dropping a tower there. Will Vinch care? What is Vinch going to do? There's a house foundation.
Oh my god, he's within range of the TC with the villagers too.
He does back away with the vills. The castle from Vinch is absolutely going up. It's just how many vills does he lose? And how many vills does ACCM lose after this? I think Vinch is building this with every villager he has right now. And he'll try and pull back the weak ones. The castle will go up. And the towers and the vills and the archers are all in a problematic state now for ACCM.
That's a disaster for ACCM. He lost so much there. Winchester, I mean, his eco isn't fantastic. He's got 28 vills. But ACCM only at 31 as ACCM now strives towards the Castle Age. He is killing the fishing ships. Finally! It took so long for him to take those out. That's a huge advantage to Winchester that those managed to live for so long.
Yeah, and Vinch just thought he was fine there and went out to attack the tower, and he loses 4 villagers, which is really costly as well. What a mess.
A barn burner.
What an absolute mess, dude. Remember, no gold for Vinch. So to take that gold, he needs to walk to the back. There might be some uncertainty there because ACCM has an outpost. Now the wagons are out. And honestly, I think life is going to be difficult for ACCM. But this could have been so much worse. If that castle went forward and was on his gold right now, it would be so much more difficult for him to play.
Really bad, right? And he just can't take fights against these wagons until he's in Castle Age.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. Like, the temptation is there to try and rush them down with villagers or whatever, but you're going to lose a lot, especially once there's more than one.
Look at the gold mining from ACCM in the south, though. Like, the fact that he's been able to expand down there and take that gold. Also, he will have vision on the gold being taken from Winchester in the north. He's got vills up there to maybe tower. I mean, this is
and
really
those
nice
are
from
weak
ACCM.
from Winchester, too.
Yeah.
Like, if that tower goes up, he doesn't notice immediately. That could be brutal. ACCM just waiting up there with the vills. He goes for that tower. Love to see him wall that off as well as soon as the tower is complete.
Oh, that's a perfect tower.
And only one fishing ship now from Winchester. Yeah, tower can't be seen.
In my opinion, that's the game changer right there. Because right now, Winchester's finally gotten every resource. He could maybe start to think about more wagons, maybe some siege, maybe some monks. But if that tower is up and that tower is walled in, especially if Vinch doesn't notice, this could just completely end Vinch. We got 2 archers from ACCM swooping in around the side. These are Spanish archers.
Dude. They're dead.
And they're all good. I mean, most of these vills are going to die. 28 eco for Winchester, now 27. And if it was about the Hussite wagons before, it's definitely about the Hussite wagons now. They got to get some real damage in.
He's running out of stone, too. Stone's been the thing that's keeping him alive. It got him the castle, got him the towers. He can sell stone for resources, but he's running out. You can see he just sold 400 stone for gold.
Like, I know that
ACCM has a siege workshop.
There were some instances here for ACCM where he lost archers, but he's just constantly looking for damage, and that's why sometimes there's a downside to it. He's just been everywhere, dude. He's got towers everywhere. He has outposts. He has archers. And now he has the mangonel out for the wagons. So these wagons, as long as they don't break through, I don't think they're going to be able to move much further if ACCM's got the mangonel there.
Yeah, and now it's from Vinch's perspective, like you look at your economy and you say, okay, what now? He's going to go TC the gold in the south.
That's good. That's really good. And he will take out the tower. And it's not... If he can't push ACCM's base anymore, it's not too bad because ACCM is still kind of cramped in there. But he doesn't know that ACCM's escaped with those other villagers.
ACCM's eco isn't looking fantastic either. Hasn't really expanded his fish eco, right?
Yeah.
He's got one mangonel, basically. The Hussite wagons are now going to come back towards that gold, and I don't know if ACCM can save himself down there. And he hasn't spotted the TC that Vinchester did for expansion purposes. So, I mean, villager count, all things considered, 31 to 34.
It's a really interesting game right now. Because what ACCM doesn't have is he doesn't have a real way to push Vinchester anymore. Now that that castle's up between them, I guess in theory he could siege push this TC if he finds it. And he might find that soon, but... for a siege monk push to really be of value, you need a lot more, and now there's just so many things happening, and now Vinchester's going to find a Vil Snipe on the gold, forcing the villagers away, and he might think that that's the only place that there's gold income for ACCM at the moment.
Vinchester completely mined out that stone. So he sells 100 stone now for 77 gold. Like, the prices are not reasonable now for Vinchester. ACCM adding in a missionary of all things.
Yeah.
He's healing up his villagers.
Dude, I'm just laughing like this is a true nomad experience here right now. ACCM's got pushed off of all his golds. He's only got the 3 on gold in the north now.
He's got a TC in the south, though, on the stone, so he can take gold down there if he really needs to.
Yeah, but Vinch did spot that. So Vinch saw the mining camp and is well aware. I think it's important that Vinch finds stone, because ACCM's on stone, and we'll probably see more castles here. But what in the world is this? So tough to follow right now.
Vinchester's getting himself into a pretty good position here. ACCM unable to expand his eco at all.
I think what ACCM would want is 2 or 3 mangonels, and then a castle drop on the hill next to Vinch's new TC. That would be really good, because his mangonels are coming from his base, so...
Yeah, and Vinch wants the same thing. Like, Vinch wants the castle drop on ACCM's TC over there.
Yeah. And there's honestly a very good chance that both players get those castles up, depending on where the units are. What a game. Also, mangonel push coming from the north, maybe, for ACCM? I almost wonder if he accidentally made the mangonel there. But hard to say. Garrison TC now from ACCM, because the wagons are surrounding him. And the wagons just... There needs to be an answer. And the answer is the siege. But the siege can't get over here.
On the hunt. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he almost got that. He almost got a big shot, ACCM. He's looking for the Vils with the mangonel. He's going to get a big one.
Yeah, nice shot.
Nice.
What a game right here. What a game. 42 eco for
Another
both.
big one for ACCM. All 3 of those Vils are weak.
Boom! Dude, he also has a missionary, which could be pretty helpful here. He could convert a Vil and then use that Vil to repair his mangonel.
Yep.
He's also just taken Vinch off
and
of stone.
he's got Sanctity as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a...
But the missionary doesn't get the conversion. Wow.
Wow.
Let's see if the mangonel can take out the Hussite wagon. This is going to be some micro needed here. Missionary needs to run away. That's why he made a missionary, man, so it can run away and then die later.
Mangonel goes down. Okay, so Vinch could get back to his stone, but he's not there yet. ACCM's off of some of his stone. He buys it now to drop a castle there. Good recognition from ACCM to know that he needs his gold and that this is a problem here. I still expect him to lose a Vil or 2, but I think the castle with Spanish builders will end up going up.
This is a classic Nomad game. Absolutely classic.
Yeah, this is one of those that, like, we just haven't seen. Typically, the TCs have been very far apart. Players have not been close together. We haven't seen Bohemians versus Spanish at all. Now is Vinch going to castle the hill anyways?
Redemption for ACCM with Sanctity Missionaries. Okay, and the mangonel comes out. It gets a good shot against the Hussite wagon. Another mangonel pushing from the south, I believe, from ACCM. It goes all the way around to his TC. over near that castle. And the castle on the hill from Winchester.
Dude, these wagons are so obnoxious. They are just so annoying. And in Winchester's hands as well. He's done such a nice job avoiding the siege and keeping an eye on ACCM. But I guess missionaries and mangonels, now that redemption is in, could start to get really dangerous against these wagons.
Really, really good, right? And Winchester, I mean, you're thinking, okay, you got a castle forward against another castle. You want to go up to Imp. We're looking at his Fudico. It's just not there.
No way. That is just another wagon factory right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he can make his own monks to convert the missionaries and convert the siege, that's typically what Bohemians want. But he just doesn't have the gold income for that right now. What a crazy game. What a great job from Vinch, by the way. I mean, his eco should be so much worse than it is after the losses he's taken. He's lost a lot more. He also doesn't have any fish. And ACCM, maybe he was just late to expanding on water. He's doing that now.
Yeah, he didn't have the wood. I was constantly looking at the fishing ships. He had 4 fishing ships for the longest time.
Yeah.
And even the mangonels are... They're just getting sniped by the wagons. The missionaries were as well. The first conversion comes in here for ACCM. He has 1 wagon. Going to try and keep that thing alive. And now a monk coming out from ACCM. And look at the resources from ACCM. He's going to go up to him.
But, like, this is a really low eco imp here. You're still going to need a way to protect your trebs. I like the idea, though, because what else are you going to do? I think if you're going to combat this many wagons, you would need to have, like, 10 monks, 3 more mangonels.
Block printing is necessary, yeah.
Yeah, so he clicks up, and I don't know if Winchester's going to have anything to really contend with that. Should mention, though, that Hussite wagons can go underneath castle fire. So if Winchester's plan... Or, sorry, ACCM's plan is Treb underneath castle. You better have a little bit more.
I think Vinch might just go for a forward castle right on ACCM's main TC soon. If he can actually find himself a good fight. He's building up the stone again.
Mangonel's getting some shots, but it will go down. Monks will get some conversions there. We have Inquisition now. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. And that's really good for the monks. But the numbers are so low for ACCM. So low.
Yep, there's the castle from Vinch. Atonement coming in. I think Imperial H will come in on time, but that will be a devastating castle. ACCM is going to have to do something back here. I mean, he's going to be stuck in the corner.
You see what I mean, though, right? Like, he's trying to get monk numbers up in a position far away from where he's going to make trebs. This is going to be so complicated, but at the same time, it's not going to be easy for Winchester either, even after this castle's up. Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
And that's a lot of precious gold and stone for Vinch to take to build more castles and more monks and more wagons. Winchester, 80 pop. Nowhere near clicking up to Imp. He's surrounded ACCM. Castle's up. ACCM's Imp TC should stay up to complete the upgrade. But ACCM... He will make trebs from the right. I wonder what Vinch does then. I think he's being aggressive right now with his wagons underneath the TC. Hold up.
Oh, he's trying to kill the mangonel. ACCM trying to repair that. He gets one final shot.
Dude, that's so annoying.
Man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And now he has to fight wagons under a castle. Yikes. ACCM has nowhere to go here. He gets the Imperial Age. He can queue up 1 treb from his castle, maybe. But then Winchester might be able to just rush that down. Still, that's only 1 of 3 castles ACCM can take down. He can't take this one down on the front side of his base.
There will be more than that, too. Unless Winchester feels like he really needs the food and will sell off the stone to buy. I think the second Vinch sees a treb, he just brings wagons over to try and deal with that treb. So really curious to see if ACCM's prepared.
This could be really bad for Vinch. This could be really bad for Vinch. He's pushing in here with a lot of wagons. He gives the wagons over to ACCM.
Vinch does convert a lot. He also killed... ACCM converts a lot. He also killed a couple of the conversions, but... You'll have block printing now, so 12 range. And Inquisition, so the conversion should be very quick. And Vinch's wagon number down to 5 now. So it's not really at the number where he could potentially come over here and take this trap.
This is so close, man. This whole game has been close. Credit to Vinch for surviving. ACCM just buys a castle over there.
That's so good.
And now, once that castle goes up, it's a completely different game. Because he can actually have some siege to complement his monks.
Yeah, Vinch needs to take the other area down somehow. At least stall out these trebs from pushing him. He can do that, and I think he can with the wagons. Just going to take some time. Then ACCM will push the other angle, but yeah, it does feel like ACCM isn't losing his castles. He's always going to have the trebuchets, and it's such a dangerous cycle right now for Winchester.
Resources collected now in Winchester's favor rather than ACCM's.
Will that change? We now have another monk getting a conversion. I think Vinch either lost or deleted that wagon. Nice job from ACCM.
Great micro from ACCM. Wow.
Yeah, converts one of the wagons. He will lose his treb, but this is costly right now for Vinch. These wagons are not cheap. And he's sitting underneath Castle Fire. There will be more monks from ACCM with Inquisition, but the trebs go down.
Still 2 more wagons converted, more monks on the way. ACCM, he's going for a treb from that castle. I'd love to see a treb from the other castle.
He needs res really badly.
He's looped all the way around with his monks from the main base, so he's trying to get them over to the other side to help out against the wagons.
I mean, Winchester does not have the resources for Imperial Age. He does not really have a ton of gold. He's found some more gold on the side now. I think if Vinch had rams... 3 rams
here come the Bills.
With Hussite wagons.
ACCM.
Oh, God. Villagers fighting back the monks in the wagon here. It's like one of those things I'm trying to take seriously because it's a big moment, but it looks ridiculous.
Wagon, don't block those monks. Okay, ACCM pulls it away. Didn't want to block the monks. He's running out of wood near his castle, but he finally has a treb there. Hopefully, he doesn't get his monks converted. He does have atonement himself. But if he gets those converted, they can start a train.
Oh, that's good for... That's really good. That's really good for ACCM.
Yeah.
He just fell back to his Castle Fire. He does have a treb there. He's about to have 2 trebs there. And he'll soon have 2 trebs on the right side. We still haven't seen Vinch click up to Imp. So... Oh, he gets Heresy.
Oh my God, he goes for Heresy here rather than Imperial Age.
Well, I guess if the food isn't there for Imp... and you still feel like the wagons are the key, Heresy seems like a pretty decent investment. With 9 quick conversions from ACCM, you would just convert every single wagon. So the thing is, you'll still kill the wagons. You just won't gain control of them now. I think if it still acts as kills, I think it's still going to be really good for ACCM here.
Yeah, Winchester's kind of... He brought himself back a little bit. He's got 97 villagers somehow, which is impressive in a game like this. But... he just can't beat this army from ACCM.
No, he can't. The monks are too strong. And Heresy is 1,000 gold investment. But like you're going to see, sure, the wagons might not turn red anymore, but they still just... they die pretty quickly. That is a castle drop from Winchester. He is dropping a castle in the minimum range of 2 trebuchets. The absolute madman.
If you're Castle Age against Imp and you can't deal with the range from the trebs, you just drop it within the minimum range.
I mean,
it's not like they can pack up and move.
It might force the trebs to pack up and move, which saves your other castle. Man, I don't know. He's losing his wagons. His villagers are the answers to monks right now. His other castle's getting trebbed down from ACCM's hill. ACCM is 20 vills behind, but he's going to have all the castles soon. And it's been mainly Hussite wagons for Vinch, right? Without the Hussite wagons, I don't think he has a chance here.
He's just got villagers now. He's got 102 vills, and that's it. But ACCM is starting to catch up. He's starting to catch up. Winchester's thinking about Imperial Age, but once you lose all your castles, what are you going to do with Imp? Then it's your monks against ACCM's monks, who already have Inquisition. I know you have Heresy. That could help.
Which TC is he imping in?
Goes for the Imp TC and the forward one.
He has no good option.
And that's a good idea because the other one's being trebs. It's the only option, dude.
I mean, I don't know if that one stays up either, though. The trebs from ACCM are on the way to that. And he's a long way away, man. And the Hussite wagons are out of the picture. TC's down for Vinch where he started. Next TC's going to be defended by villagers. What a play from ACCM. This got so awkward.
He canceled Imp and made handcart.
Yeah, I think he knows the Imp TC will go down. And he calls the GG. Dang,
what a game, man. Oh my God, what a first game in our first semifinal. That was incredible. Great push from ACCM early. Winchester then pushes back. ACCM survives. and the expansion from both was incredible.
It was really close. Look at the most created units. 46 Hussite wagons and 4 monks for Vinch. ACCM, actually, you could tell he converted 12 wagons because his second most created unit is listed as a Hussite wagon. Yeah, monks were important there. The siege was also really important in the early game, but I think we saw enough instances where if you get enough Hussite wagons, you can just kill off the mangonels. That monks was a clutch decision. Snagging Inquisition was also a really good decision. Just that game was just pure fight and grit, and that's what ACCM's all about. I think the one thing Vinchester might be regretting is not placing that castle more aggressively. He lost 4 vills trying to take down the tower right after he completed the safe castle. What if he places the castle directly on that gold from ACCM?
I mean, I'd have to look at it again, but there was some hills there. There was like some houses and stuff. He might not have been able to. He might have tried to place the foundation. And then you get into a situation where you see the vills from ACCM and he's like blocking your foundation. He knows what you want to do.
100%.
It's just kind of like, at some point, you just got to get the castle up.
Yeah, and also, the game was so messy. Past a certain point, the ecos weren't really good enough to switch for either of them. So, oftentimes in the low eco games, you're going to see unique units and monks just for that reason. So I can't be too critical of Vinch for not going into other types of units. It was just too messy. They didn't have the eco for that. Good way to start it off. Score 1-0 for ACCM. Let's go, dude. Let's go. ACCM and Vinchester. 2 of the players who actually did ban this map out a lot. They seem to like it. We've got Piece of Pizza here, game number 2 in this semifinal. Now, where the players TC is the big question. We've got Georgians for Vinch, so he can use the mule carts, which is pretty strong. And Vinchester...
I think Vinchester's going to TC that food area. Look at the TC spot required from ACCM. He goes on the gold, but it has to be on a hill because there's a little like, it has to be away from the woodline.
God.
There's a hill there, and Vinchester is already taking the elephant. It's fine as long as he gathers the food from it.
Oh, yeah, true. Before the TC.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. We might need our base to check on this. Because there's like a bunch of like tiny little details involved with laming rules.
I think... Okay. Okay.
So we'll have our base check, and our base can reach out to them if need be.
I mean, he's going to gather the food.
Yeah.
He's going to then make a milk cart, right? You can see him gathering the food from the other elephant, too.
Yeah. If he takes the food from it himself, it's a bit different. But, it says... The rules do say you can't lame before the TC is up.
So, I
So,
thought it was if you got the 36 food.
yeah,
or
there's like exceptions.
whatever it is.
And now Vinch says, I am not forbidding rules, and they're going to look at it. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll
That's
have
why
our
we
base
have
look at it
admins.
as well. But yeah, obviously
I
it's
am
a
not
pretty
forbidding
big deal in the
rules.
timing. Because there's a bunch of different nomad style maps. This is a really good idea from Vinch, but we just need to make sure it's allowed. Otherwise, we'll probably just have to replay this. But I think Vinchester correctly recognized that ACCM will always TC here, because if you looked at all of ACCM's games on this map, he would TC here and try and take the elephants. So Vinch's play was like, well, okay, I won't TC there, I won't play that game, and I'll kill off those elephants. But yeah, so to clarify this further, some Nomad tournaments have like 5 or 6 tiny little specific rules. One is, if you do this early, you have to take the 35 food. You have to actually take the food. And so we're going to clarify, see if that's in there. We also have the rule, which is laming is not allowed until the TCs are up. So we'll see.
But I mean, Vinchester, the thing is with that 35 food rule is Vinchester could be killing these just to get food.
He's a mule cart
Theoretically, right?
save, right? It's not like he's not going to take the food and drop it off, correct? So
Right,
it's
we're waiting
a
on
tricky scenario,
our
actually.
base. Our base is typing.
The mill went
Laming
up.
wild animals or herdables or cows is not allowed. It is only considered laming if players kill an animal without taking any resources. If a player takes 35 food from hunt or 20 food from herdables, then it is not considered laming.
He's going to take the food.
Yep.
And then so per the rules, this is if he takes the food, takes 35 food each, he's good to go. But it also absolutely sucks for ACCM. This is
Now
really
ACCM's
bad for ACCM.
This is not good.
Yeah, this is not good at all. So it's one of those niche things, and Vinch immediately said, he's like, no, this is allowed. He would have known otherwise. And
whether you guys consider it laming or whatever doesn't matter. Whether you consider it laming, because it's in the rules that you can take 35 food.
well,
And they signed up for the tournament with those rules. So
yeah, it's. I would just like to say, well
there's no
done
gray
yet
zone
again.
here at all.
Well,
If
yeah,
he
well
takes
done to players yet again for finding a niche scenario where you can gain a small advantage.
Yeah.
They're always going to find a way. And we're still paused here. I assume there's going to be a discussion right now.
Yeah.
Between Arbase, ACCM, and Vinchester. So, but if that's the case, just going off what Arbase listed, yeah, it has to be black or white. There's no grays, really.
I mean, and if
it's weird,
ACCM
too.
sends Vils to stop that, then he's the one who's laming. And the TCs are probably up once he sends Vils, so
Yeah.
it's like you can't stop this.
Yeah. So Vinchester will have a great start there. There will still be the 2 Vils from ACCM on the mill. The other Vils for ACCM are going to chop through this wood line here.
Okay, ACCM's ready to go. Vinchester's ready to go. They've clarified the rules. Our base says if you attack his villager, he doesn't have to take the 35 food.
Yep, that's how it
ACCM
works too.
open says
It's like this
okay.
next thing.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. All these tiny little specific details specific to nomad situations.
Because if we didn't have those details, every map would be just it would be crazy.
Yeah.
There'd be villagers, especially with this one, there'd be villagers all over the place. So we have to be as specific as possible.
Yep. So
And great job from Vinchester to read that.
you can't really, I don't think Vinchester would be able to have as much success with this if he wasn't a mule cart civ either. Because he could literally just post up with a mule cart and just take 350 food right next to it. No problem. Like this is going to benefit Vinchester as well. It's not like he's just denying that. And every single game ACCM played on this map was this strat. And Vinch is like, well, why should I build my TC there as well? This is I guess, the risk of not TCing the food area. Looks really bad now. We'll see how it plays out. So, still no unpause on my end. I assume no unpause on your end?
No on pause. Yep.
Got it. Well, no unpause soon. Thank you, Arbase. Admins don't want to have that type of a situation. I imagine Arbase is like, oh god.
The reason it took a minute is probably Arbase was like rereading the rules.
Yeah,
himself.
yeah, of course.
Gotta get this one good.
Yeah, it's not
It's frustrating for us. It's kind of like, we rely on our admins to figure this stuff out, but it's also we don't want to pause or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And there we go. Okay,
Wait,
so
hey, go. Nice.
So now, I wonder if ACCM even knows. Okay, he knows about both of them. So he's got to go somehow deal with this. Now, again, per the rules, got to take 35 food from the elephant. You can't just kill it and not take advantage of it. But if ACCM were to attack the Vil, then the Vil doesn't have to stay. But doesn't that mean that Vinchester has to stay on food right now, which allows ACCM to go take this other elephant?
If his villager, he does. He does, exactly.
Huh.
So ACCM now taking advantage of the rules a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Vinchester has to stay put, so he can't lane the elephant. That's kind of cool,
so
dude. I love
stupid.
that.
It actually is so stupid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, now the Vil gets 35 food for Vinchester.
Oh, he just killed the elephant with the TC.
No! There's no rule for that, ACCM. Are you kidding me, bro? He just shot it with his town center.
It's all gone wrong. His TC's up on a hill, so it's like a bad placement. And now his elephants are being lamed. At least he's gonna get this one. But he just shot the elephant with
he might not.
He's not going to.
Oh my god, are you kidding me, dude?
No laming rules in effect now because the TCs are both up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. All gloves are off now. Yikes, dude. The only thing ACCM could try is attack the wall. Okay, wall's gone down, so now the elephant will chase that Vil.
Coming in. ACCM needs this elephant, and he's not gonna get it. Oh, he got it. No, he didn't.
He didn't get it. Yikes, dude. That's horrible. If he doesn't have one elephant, he's completely screwed here. It's ACCM, so you'd expect him to fight, but this is bad. He is walking back and forth to the other elephants right now.
Got 35 food in both of the arms from these villagers. He still hasn't collected anything with anything on this side.
Yeah,
and
he
on
needs
the
to
other
make the
side,
meal cart.
ACCM just lost a vill in the food section.
Oh my god. Dude, listen, if you're going to have bad things happen, if you can get them all out of the way in one game, that's ideal.
Vinch
So-
lost a vill up there as well, though. I think ACCM lamed the villager while the rhino was being brought in, or I don't know. There's a body there.
There's a
He might have
lot of
just
stuff
killed it.
happening. Can you tell why we had to have like specific details set up? Because this is like
the elephant.
this is insane.
He milled the elephant. It's actually a good mill because there's an ostrich there too. He just needs the food, man. This is a disaster for ACCM.
I mean, if Vinch also lost a Vill, it's maybe worth playing on here a little bit. I mean, you're gonna get food. You're gonna get maybe 500 food from the elephants. You get the ostrich. You just have that one Vill on food on the other side. Yeah, I'm still concerned about Feudal Age, but there's also the potential with this barracks now that ACCM could make militia and try and kill the Vills from Vinch, but look what Vinch has done with those Vills. They're going to be fully protected there. A Drush would not kill them at all. Ridiculous. So, crazy start. Again, after the game number 1, which was absolutely bonkers. So, they'll have more relaxed Dark Ages after this, but I think considering the opening from Vinch and the fact that ACCM's now going to invest into militia, that probably will have no payoff. This has got to be Vinch's game if he opens up nicely here in Feudal. Or maybe even goes Fast Castle. I think that's an option.
Res collected for ACCM actually looking okay. I just want to see what it looks like once he runs out of food.
Look
on
at
that
this.
side.
Look at this long line of palisades that Vinch just built to
He
bring
was
in
bringing in two of them.
boars and 2 rhinos at the same time. And he is going to chop through, so he'll open up the food section to the stone section. And he's going to be on through. There's obviously going to be more rhinos and boars he can take. The only thing Vinch could do is try, or ACCM could do is try and stop that with 1 weak Vill, which would obviously be impossible.
ACCM now pushing an ostrich from a million miles away with a villager. This thing has come all the way across the desert towards the TC. I mean, he's done an amazing job. Just managing to even have an eco after that start is incredible. The elephant's gone, the ostrich is gone from around the mill, so he has to start farming. And this is what I was worried about, the food eco after all of this free food is gone. Like, it's going to be quite a moment here for ACCM as he tries to adapt.
He's also trying to run with this Vill. Vinchester's attacking it, and it's weak. So ACCM's going to save that, maybe. We'll keep an eye on that, but I do just want to remind people, when ACCM and Viper played this map, they both TC'd the section ACCM is TC'd now, and ACCM got 1 elephant, if I remember correctly, and Viper got 3. And I was thinking that ACCM was going to be completely toast, and ACCM won that game. And Res collected, they clicked up the Feudal Age at the exact same time.
Yep.
The worker count is the exact same. That is beautiful adaptation from ACCM. And also, beautiful fight. I mean, a lot of people might have just been really pissed there, right? Like, people watching this right now that have no stake in it maybe got frustrated for ACCM, and he's just coming on back. Just typical of him.
So I have a lot of questions. ACCM is walling in this mule cart over on the other side, even walls in the straggler tree. And Vinchester's villagers were not dropping off wood for a very long time.
They were stuck.
Up there.
Yeah.
So his vills are just going to be stuck. He might actually, like, he's going to be fairly close to chopping through to the outside.
Which
once
is
they're
new.
in Feudal Age. Yeah.
That's really new. I've never seen someone make a dedicated attempt to chop through to the outside. It's normally just random lumber camps that eventually do it with no real plan or purpose. Vinchester almost feels like he could go Fast Castle, but he's still a couple hundred food away. Could always be an archer opening just to kill that 1 Vill from ACCM in the north. And then I don't know for ACCM either. It would feel like, oh my god, Vinch just got it with the
his own
TC.
rhino. Oh my god.
What
dude.
is happening?
I don't know.
What is happening? The players are just falling apart here on Piece of Pizza. Oh, man.
Archer range for both.
Yeah.
in the south.
This is funny, dude. Vinchester, he still has plenty of food up there. He's going to bring in another boar and give it another shot. But ACCM, he's going to walk forward now with a purpose. And he's going to see the blacksmith now. He doesn't know about the archery range. But I love the idea of outposting that so he immediately knows what his opponent's up to. And this hill between them feels very valuable. And ACCM agrees. He drops the tower now.
Tower. Yeah. You got to hold this position. I mean, Vinchester still has other places to go, and he can roam around with the mule carts and whatnot, but his archer range is right there. You don't want a tower on your production building when you're making archers, and he's trying to rush this tower down. ACCM's sending more villagers, and it's going to get crazy again as ACCM comes out here trying to defend this tower.
Vinch is going to have fletching, but he doesn't have the second archer out in time. The tower will go up, but the tower is also very close to going down. Nice pick off from Vinch now. The tower is not fully garrisoned yet, so if that gets garrisoned, there will be more arrows onto the archers. Will Vinch be able to take this tower down?
Gonna be able to hold it. Yeah, Vinch needs to back up. He needs to back up. He lost the villager. He doesn't have the archer numbers. The tower's up, right? Maybe a tower of his own could be good, but he doesn't have any stone. It's really tough. He went for a tower on those 2 mule cart vills over in the right wedge.
Oh, true. Tower to defend those vills, so he couldn't tower here. He is mining stone right behind this, though. He does have fletching, so I think his archers and skirms can kind of protect. And the thing you got to remember is Vinch still has all this food. And if he needs to run away from this section, he can because he cut right open with his TC. So I like his position a lot here. But what he won't have access to, this is the most important thing, which we've got to circle back to, is gold. Because the gold area has those 2 vills chopping wood. And then he could take 1 tiles of golds, but it'd be really awkward in the southern section with ACCM applying pressure there. What a crazy game, dude. Also, the villager from ACCM is still alive in the northern section.
I've been watching her quick wall. She's been ratting in the north, and Vinchester just sends a singular skirm. And ACCM's on the run again.
Dude, I mean, it's ACCM we're talking about. A sneak building, 2 archers. He killed vills with Spanish archers in the previous game.
She's dead.
Yeah, I think she'll eventually die. There's nothing you can really do about that one, so. Well, farming eco is great for ACCM. That was the theme against Viper as well. He's on 7. And he does have archers in his range. He needs to wall up a little bit more from the barracks to the wood line so Vinch can't sneak on through. But Vinch seems a little uncertain on what is going to happen next from ACCM.
Archers in the towers from both, but ACCM's not able to range that.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least. Fletching on the way. So Vinchester is going to be taking a lot of HP off that tower, taking a lot of stone out of the pocket from ACCM, and now Vinchester looping around with some skirmishers. He's trying to get himself good position here. ACCM still just struggling to deal with the legacy issue of not having free food. Vinchester had a lot of free food, and ACCM has to drop farms. Around, like, not a great farming TC either.
Yeah, you really want a mill. He does have a mill, I guess, but the game's just been too messy. So the win condition here for ACCM is just keep Vinchester off of gold, right? And Vinchester's gold income is right underneath that tower, and it's only 1 tile. The other tile is accessible to the left, but still not easy. What you can do in ACCM's position is drop a market and buy food, because you have access to all the gold you might want. But he's going to drop a stable now to mix in some scouts, and I like that, because these skirms are fully armored. You can't hop out of your range anymore, and they're also going to harass villagers, so scout seems like a really healthy move here.
Vinchester is only a few trees away on ACCM's wedge from chopping through the outside. If he gets to Castle Age, he could drop a TC on the gold.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't need that segment.
Yeah.
From ACCM. It'll take time, but it's a possibility.
ACCM will try and wall these skirmishers in because he knows he has scouts on the way. He gets the houses down. He gets the gate as well. The skirms... Shit. Well, they're not completely trapped.
They get out. Damn. That was almost so amazing.
They could have killed every single skirm there. Those skirms need to get out of there. Vinchester's going to be feeling fortunate. Again, it seems like Vinch is going to make it to Castle Age faster, but 1 use of the market here from ACCM, and he'll click up at a pretty reasonable time. He did just stop at 1 scout, by the way. So I think he initially was thinking about 2 or 3 and decided Castle Age is more important here. There's the market from Vinch to balance things out a little bit. And Vinch is going to click up here in a second. But still, the tower war continues. And I think ACCM will be able to click up as well. Just what is he going to make when he's up?
I think part of the plan for Vince should definitely revolve around chopping out with those 2 vills. You get out, you make a TC on the gold, and suddenly you don't really need these 2 wedges over here.
Yeah.
And you can retreat back to your food wedge, right? It's going to take time, but that kind of adds a new dimension and maybe not even planned from him.
Yeah. I mean, it's the fact that he did that immediately and also seems to have tasked them onto the individual trees tells me it's something he definitely thought about. Here come the scouts. This could have been worse for Vinch. He could have been fully surprised by this. And a little surprising, we have the archers pop out from ACCM. So he's going to lose all these archers now. But I guess he just really wanted to kill these skirms off. He'll take losses as well, but he will kill every skirm there with the scouts. That's really well played from ACCM.
Yeah, and he gets map control on this side. So he can come forward. He can take a look at what's going on. His archers can come forward. And ACCM... dictating the pace of play over here rather than Vinchester. Once those skirms are gone, the archers come out from Vinch. Now that the skirms aren't there, this is a way easier fight.
Yeah, and this is the map control you talked about. Also, the archers aren't in the tower anymore. So if Vinchester garrisons with vills, you could maybe shoot the tower down. And there's just no gold for Vinchester right now, which is such an issue. But also really nice hold there. He did add the skirms. It was just enough.
ACCM bought 600 food to go up to Castle Age.
Wow, that's crazy.
Expensive. Yeah.
Finch wants a castle so bad. Manaspa from Georgians could be so good. But can he get the stone for the castle? He's not mining it, and he doesn't have the gold to buy it. Do you really want to sell off 400 food to get the gold here? Probably not. Tower now
and
from
ACCM forced into a tower, so he can't go into a castle immediately either.
Yeah, true. It'll probably just be monks. And there's going to be the castle. It's exactly what Vinch did. He sold off a lot of food. I like it, though. This is a nice position. And there are still tiles of gold for him to take down here. And he does still have the other 2 vills, which have chopped open into the outside, finally.
Damn, dude. That's really, really nice from Vinch. He walls behind that. And he can TC over there, and there's only like singular tiles of gold on this snow wedge, so this is really nice to have this opportunity.
There are bears out there, so he better be careful. I gotta say, though, if ACCM full walls in front of his TC, which he's a little late to, but he's trying to do now, the knight's gonna get through. That's really annoying. That's a Georgian knight. But if he full walls that, the Manaspa might not even really be able to raid ACCM, and he could still get TCs up on all the gold.
Yeah, he's not walling it.
Oh, dude, that's so rough. You got to get the preemptive walls down there. You can't let these units run in. Archers have to chase the one knight. Now there's Manaspa that have to be quick-walled underneath the tower. Now there's another Manaspa running through. The ranged units from Vinchester are kind of stopping these houses from being built. What a disaster for ACCM. Just a stone gate, some stone walls before these units came in, and I think he would have been relatively fine.
Also, worth pointing out, all the relics are on the outside.
True.
And Vinch is going for a monk.
Dude,
so
that's crazy.
He's gonna grab all the ones on the outside.
That's crazy.
And then have that as gold income. So he's mitigating the fact that ACCM has control over this gold area by chopping to the outside, getting some extra, gold income there, and then also having control of the snow area.
He also knows that ACCM is in one tiny section of the map.
Yeah.
So he could just eventually outpost around. Nice snipes there from Vinch. He should be pretty comfortable. We'll see if Vinchester notices there's that TC from ACCM. Technically there, long term, he could chop through. But just as we mentioned it, there's an outpost from Vinch. Vinch is playing this very well. I mean, obviously from the start, had a game plan based on ACCM's tendency to build TCs in this area in the previous sets.
Where does ACCM go with the castle?
That's an issue, right? You want the castle to do damage to your opponent. Hard to say. I mean, a castle in front of your TC just to protect the opening would be good. You could make Gebetto. Gebetto are really strong, so I don't hate just building the castle for that. He is going to kill
Food
this
is at
knight.
162 gold, by the way.
Wow.
So if you're thinking ACCM can buy food, I mean, it's very expensive at this point.
He does have 2 TCs. He does have good farming eco. Vinch has kind of stopped making Manaspa now. It doesn't look like he's going to be aggressive at all. Vinch almost seems to feel like he's so ahead he can't lose with the way he's booming right now. Ooh. And Vinch will drop a castle on the other side of the wood line, and ACCM can see that. Not much he could do about it, though. If this is another map, you would just drop your own castle underneath your TC, but the wood line's there. So you're just out of options. Maybe ACCM now feels the need to push and build a more offensive castle, and that's exactly what he'll do. We'll drop the castle there.
Up on that hill. Yep.
I mean, that's his best way to get to Vinch. Once that barracks is gone and it will die to the castle, he could push that TC, in theory.
I mean, it's going to be so tough, right? You don't know where the Manaspa are. You only have archers at the moment. He needs to get his upgrades for sure. He's got a singular monk with a couple more on the way, and now his other TC is being ranged. Winchester has him almost completely surrounded.
Yep.
And Winchester, ACCM doesn't know this, but Winchester's in the process of collecting all the relics on the outside. It's got really good scouting out there. I think, honestly, one of the best plays for ACCM might be to find the fact Winchester's got outside and somehow get through there.
Or
get outside himself.
Imp Trebs. You've got 2 castles on either side of your current castle. He clicks Imp. This ACCM guy's absolutely insane. I saw GG's at 30 seconds into this game. I've seen GG's so many times when ACCM's, being watched by viewers. And ACCM has somehow collected only 600 resources less. He might not have the map control. He could actually push the middle here. There's a genuine chance for him.
Malians on this gold area, man. They're a hell of a drug, right?
Yeah, it's super smooth. Now, what he won't have is a lot of stone. There's little tiles around, but it doesn't seem like he'll be on 2 castles. So he then needs bombard cannons, in my opinion. Georgians don't have that. So I'd expect a university at some point from ACCM. And, snag that.
Fast chemistry research will be super clutch here.
Yeah.
You need those as quick as you can. Now, ACCM is actually going for a second TC rather than the university. So we'll see if we can squeeze one of those in with a siege workshop as well. It's a lot of wood required to get into bombard cannons, as Winchester now walls that section off with a siege workshop. ACCM is going to have problems, I think, pushing this castle down against Georgian repairs.
But Vinch still doesn't have a lot on gold. He just now has the TC in the north on that gold. He's got 7 on golds, 5 of which are just on 1 tile. Relics are still rather slow compared to 20 on gold. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if ACCM doesn't push here, he's completely toast. You just see some momentum building, maybe. Monks can always convert units to swing fights. And being faster to Trebs is no joke either here. No university, by the way. But he can't really afford a lot, honestly.
He's getting fervor. That's just the story of a man with too much gold. Right there.
He's worried about the Manaspa, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how many Manaspa are in that castle. There's the Treb. Block printing from him. Winchester.
University from Vinch, so maybe masonry.
Yeah.
Thinking about.
And Georgians don't get bombard cannons, so I think chemistry would be a surprise.
There's he's mined all the stone on this area. There's no stone left on this stone area.
For who? Sorry.
For Winchester.
For Vinch, okay.
Anywhere.
Yeah, true.
Honestly.
True. Yeah, the other section, there's none.
There's some in ACCM section, but that's it. And there's some on the outside, but that's it. Like, we're all out of stone, so bombard cannons could be massive.
Still no chemistry upgrade from ACCM, though, unless I missed it. He's just now building the university. The nice thing is he does get bombard cannon, and the upgrade's going to be very fast.
And he also has Gebetto, so he can come out and snipe those Trebs if he wants to.
Bro, Vinch is going to be buying so much stone. Look at the prices there. This is not a guy who has a lot of gold. He still only has 5 on gold. He knew he would lose this castle. Ooh, Gabetto's going down kind of hurts there for ACCM.
He's on stone now on the outside. So he's got 5 villagers on stone.
And he'll have...
He brings in the 4th relic as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of economy around for Vinch, right? If he loses these castles, he could lose all of that eco. And the Manaspa underneath the castle fire there to get converted. Castle's down. ACCM has a really good opportunity to continue this push.
Absolutely incredible that he just... We saw it in the quarterfinal as well against Viper. He just manages to hold.
He won't die.
From such a small position. Exactly.
He will not die.
He's up to him first. He pushes that castle down. Now he's got 3 trebs on a hill pushing against. I think the castle might be on the same elevation, but still, it's going to be really tough for Vinchester to find anything to counter this. He can't go Manaspa because of the monks. The bomber cannons are coming out now. There's some archers still getting value somehow from ACCM, and he's forced to go into hand cannons with Georgians.
Vinch is going to have population issues, I think. This is where things get really crazy, right? You lose 2 castles this fast, it's really hard to recover. And then when you only have that 1 TC on the outside, it's not like you can just shift a bunch of villagers to gold. He's got 6 on gold. It's still just that 1 TC sending vills to those 2 tiles of gold. And that's a factor, too. He doesn't know where the other tiles are out there. Well, maybe he does because he had the monks. That castle's going down for Vinchester.
Yep. Damn, dude.
Hand cannons from Vinchester. That's maybe going to be able to hold the line. But maybe ACCM's able to convert them as well with these monks. He converts 1. He converts 2. His archers are also helping. He converts 3.
Oh, my God. All
the
of the
bombard cannons here.
Dead.
The trebs are going to go down for Vinchester. What is happening here? Vinchester thought he had the game. He's got the outside. He had the amazing start. But ACCM's closed in the gap with the score lead. He now knows hand cannons are going to come out, so he can adapt to that. And he's going to continue this push, man.
I think ACCM's just figured out that Malians are incredible. As long as you survive, they're absolutely incredible on this side of the map with all that gold. His gold income is still insane.
It's everywhere.
And there's a lot of gold remaining there, and it'll last longer with him. He goes for a TC on the edge, so he's going to try and bust through to the outside. I think he might suspect that Vinchester is out there now because that tower has just been there for so long.
I would like ACCM to make his own gunpowder here. Or, like, you don't have to make a counter unit to the gunpowder. If you have the gold, you could just make your own gunpowder. You still get bombard cannons. You still have the monks. I mean, Vinchester needs an emergency evacuation chopping crew to cut from the food area to the outside because he is going to be pushed hard here. I don't think he's going to have the time for that, so he really just needs an army to somehow stand up to this.
He could make a treb as well. Yeah, he could make a treb and chop through if he really wanted to. But I think right now Vinchester, like, he's looking at this game and he's thinking, if I have to leave this area, I'm dead.
Yeah. This is where
I'm not going to be able to play on, so I just need to hold.
ACCM, look what he just did. He just bought the stone for a castle. He wasn't even mining it. He just bought it because he's still got all that gold. Oh, there are hand cannons from Vinch.
Raids.
Vinch, that's actually huge.
I saw that archer range come up. Yeah, I was wondering how long it'll take him, but still hand cannons? Are they the best unit to push into an eco? They're the best unit to deny a TC, apparently. 97.67%. ACCM has to deal with that. He should have the units available to do so, and he sends more villagers out there to complete the TC. Meanwhile, still pushing on the front side. Vinch still can't do anything.
Yeah, it's what you need, though, if you're Vinch. You need ACCM to be distracted.
Distractions.
You need him to deal with other things. And just 3 hand cannons has already done so much damage. What you might see is an overextension with the monks, as you see the monks advance forward still. Like, this is all happening because of Vinchester's hand cannon raid. But still, dude, bombard cannons and trebs are going to take down all these ranges for Vinch. He does have lots of skirms now with his hand cannons, but it's such a complicated scenario when you're under this much pressure. I wouldn't mind...
it's just awkward. You don't pick Georgians here envisioning hand cannons in the late game.
Agreed.
You never envision hand cannons with Georgians. If you have to make hand cannons, something's gone terribly wrong.
I think ACCM isn't necessarily envisioning crossbow still with Malians either. So it's really just about the monks and the bombard cannons that are the difference makers. And then the Trebs have done so much damage taking out the castles. We're going to see another castle go down for Vinch. What has this series been so far, Dave? This has been so special. And now ACCM distracted. He loses both his bombard cannons.
Like
really well played from Vinch.
Can still retreat to the castle, though. He's got a lot of monks inside there that he did not lose.
Yeah.
7 monks in there, making it really difficult for Vinch to push out. Vinch managed to save 2 Trebs from that castle, which is valuable because he doesn't have a castle anymore. He's going for more stables behind, still trying to expand his eco. 94 villas, now 100 villagers for ACCM.
I think ACCM's having some real military problems. He doesn't know what to make right now. His eco's not
problems too.
Good enough for
even have
Cav. Yeah. He's getting the Cav upgrade now, but after losing those bombard cannons, he's really not able to threaten and push the hand cannons easily. You don't get bracer for your crossbows. So I don't love that choice for ACCM, but he has to try something.
Dude,
look at Vinch's hand cannon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, true. Bear's going to kill the skirm there.
Second unit that he's killed.
All right, let's go, Bear. Let's go. The hand cannon for Vinch is like in the middle of ACCM's base, just blending in with the stable.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't think ACCM saw it either. Don't tell me it kills a bombard cannon!
No, dude, this thing's going crazy.
No way.
Oh, God.
Well, it's not... It might keep firing on the Oh, God, there's another bombard cannon. No way. No way, dude.
God, the value from this one unit. Insane.
What I mean, there's just so much happening. ACCM killing vills from Vinch. ACCM's Trebs are still underneath the castle, destroying what they can. The longer this goes, though, where Vinchester has the outside and is able to actually enter ACCM's little quadrant here, the better I think it is for Vinchester. If he's able to get his eco back up. He lost a lot of TCs, a lot of castles, and a lot of food eco.
This is going to be really, really tough. He can't push this.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And I think he needs a lot more light cap before he can even attempt to do that. ACCM now needs to take this moment and start to get his eco in check here because Vinchester is coming in with light cap on the gold area, which will make life very difficult.
He needs, genuinely needs Tigui. He needs that TC to be firing extra arrows when he's not paying attention because this is painful otherwise. Oh, he did get it. He does have that tech. So that'll help in defense, but Vinch has just found so many different areas now. And now Vinch is going to dive with the light cap for the monks. If he can clear out the monks, it'd be so good, but he was just not paying attention. And the light cap actually get converted, and his buildings are getting crept down.
That could have gone so differently. You clear the monks, you clear the bomber cannon, the crossbows are still alive, but then you can deal with that with the skirms and light cap, and then the Trebs can't push. Instead, you give ACCM light cap, you don't kill anything at all. But, I mean, like you said, everyone's just distracted, right? He's got a lot of units cutting off the farms and the gold from ACCM. Still has the relics.
He will kill some of the monks. He is also taking out a castle from ACCM. ACCM does not notice those Trebs taking down that castle. That will hurt. There's still random skirms and hand cannons and light cap just streaming into ACCM's eco. I think ACCM needs to push. I think if these raids continue, he clearly does not have an answer for that. He needs to continue to take space from Vinchester, or Vinchester will stabilize here.
Really, really nice game. Vinchester just pulling it back slightly. We're really seeing the impact of ACCM not having his upgrades.
I agree with you there. Agree.
Like, not having wheelbarrow here is absolutely killing him on the efficiency and being able to pull villagers away and the farmers and everything. And he's just been struggling to make tech switches because he doesn't have the resources. He's finally banking up a few resources, but it feels like he doesn't know what to do with them.
He's gotten some crazy value from his monks and from his crossbows this game. But a lot of that is just because he keeps hitting so fast that Vinchester will take engagements too early, or he, is distracted. Still
Vinch,
crazy.
You need to start chopping from the other side.
Yeah.
Because at this rate, like, it's fine now.
Yeah.
You've done enough damage. You could maybe win the game from the outside. But you need to start making yourself a path.
Look at the damage dealt from these 5 Trebs that ACCM has right now. They have just mowed down the entire map. 56,000 damage dealt on those 5 Trebs.
Oh, great job from Vinch to kill that bombard cannon with the 4 Treb stack. 1 attack round in the middle of those Trebs could be brutal.
Could be. There's still skirms standing in, like funneling in to the eco for ACCM.
RNG Fest. RNG Fest. Let's see if he can hit
Trebs
the
always
shots.
win
He gets
that.
one.
Against 2 bombard cannons, I always have faith in the Trebs. You need more bombard cannons here, ACCM, but can he do it? He's actually light on gold, Dave. There's the world where he runs out. He doesn't have the relics. He's trying to get to light cav. He's just now getting the upgrade, but it's so tough for him to get the food eco right now. And now Vinchester's going to dive with the light cav, with the skirms. He'll snipe a Treb. We'll lose some light cav in the process.
Vinchester's bringing this back, man. I think he's bringing this back.
He's got all the momentum now. The raids just continue. ACCM's always distracted. The Treb now from ACCM just didn't pack up on time. So that'll get sniped as well. Vinchester's got his 4 Trebs. He's brought in 3,000 gold from those relics. And I'm with you there, Dave. It feels like ACCM is just completely stalled out, and he doesn't have much more of a push in him right now.
Yeah, like you said, he's going to run out of gold with Malians. Because Vinchester keeps sending in raids over here. And ACCM, his best army is Malian crossbow. Very underwhelming. He should have made that switch into light cav a long time ago. And the
He does have 60 on food. He does have 60 on food. He does have bombard cannons here to take out Vinchester's Trebs. He will lose his castle, which is, of course, huge for Vinch. But Vinch doesn't want to lose his Trebs either. I just keep looking at Vinchester's situation. A big issue that he's had is a lot of his eco has been stuck, and he's super close to cutting out now. So,
man, that farming eco from ACCM in the snow area is insane.
It's nuts. Yeah. How did he just get up to 70 on food? He was at 20 on food.
He's got 80 placed farms on the map right now. Like he's just been absolutely macroing like crazy, but he still doesn't have wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow, here we go. It's coming in.
The issue I see for him is that he doesn't have castles now. If he had 70 on food and he still had that other army we just saw go down, and he had castles, he can't be raided to death. But Vinch can just pick him apart now from multiple angles. And that just becomes a problem now. That 70 on food's not going to last if Vinchester raids as well.
Yep.
I do also think you need a castle for Farimba to get the extra attack on the light cav. If you don't have that with the Malians, I think the Georgian cav, which regenerates, is just going to be superior.
Man, the Treb on the outside is so good from Vinchester. You can just sit out there. It's going to be very similar to like when someone sits a cannon galleon in the middle of a pond.
Is it bad?
He can't kill it, really.
Is there one now, or are you saying if it happens?
If the Treb, like the castle's going up on the outside.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just one of those games, right? Normally you say something, and I know exactly where to look, but on this map...
he's chopping through. He's chopping through with the Trebs. He's coming into the gold area from the other side.
Yo, let's go, Vinch! Oh, that's sick. That's sick. The second he shows up there with light cav, as we still have ACCM trying to deal with light cav raids elsewhere, I think ACCM...
Handcart, heavy plow.
Maybe he won't call
on
it.
Food.
75 on food.
No, he's going to keep making light cav, man. And now Vinchester, I don't want to say it's going to swing back in ACCM's favor or anything, but he's got to be careful because finally the eco upgrades are in.
Yeah.
The food eco is there for light cav, and the techs are flying in too. He's just missing Farimba. Like, Vinchester could be overwhelmed if he's not paying attention. He's trying to fight in 3 different places.
There's also a crazy chance where ACCM could actually take out the gate from Vinch and then just escape or go raid that eco.
He's chopping out on his wedge, on the gold wedge.
Yeah, true.
Vinchester's not stopping it.
Yeah,
this is the craziest pizza game.
It's been the best one. It's been the best one. Yeah, I mean, obviously we hope maybe the finals has one that's slightly better, but truly these two have brought us an amazing series so far. Crazy fight from ACCM. I cannot believe we got to this stage. And then also the fight from Vinch to Holt, because I thought he was dead then.
Vinchester's pushing in. He's pushing with Vils. He's got the Cavalier as well. He's got the skirms. He's got the hand cannons, but they're bumping up, and the hand cannons went the wrong way. Light Cav are here without Farimba as Heavy Camel comes in, and Vinchester is finally getting access to the gold on this side. He's collected almost 4,000 resources from the relics.
Yeah.
So that's insane value for him.
Yeah, and Davey's got Cavalier now. So I guess Vinch is going to go for Camel, which counters Cavalier. Or ACCM is, rather. but I just don't think ACCM will have the gold. I think he's mined through
ACCM
most
chopped
of it.
through. Vinchester's in with more raids. He's got Trebs on the outside. He's got Trebs on the inside. ACCM has 7 TCs right now.
He's going to pump out more Vills, but he's going to need camels right now. He's going to need camels everywhere. Without the camels, he is going to die to these raids. Now, he's also raiding. He's got Lightcav killing villagers at Vinchester's base, so Vinchester's got to deal with that. What a game.
79 on food for ACCM. And he's got 7 Vills in the queue. He just keeps queuing up more Vills from all of these TCs, but they're going down.
Yeah.
And Vinchester keeps making more TCs on the outside as well, more castles on the outside. He's completely surrounding him. ACCM just refusing to die, though.
This is insane. It's like
insane.
right as Vinchester gets a raid, ACCM gets a raid, and now ACCM's getting a raid, and I'm sure Vinchester's going to find a raid. This is a ridiculous game. But yeah, it still feels like Vinch is in the better position. He's got more areas locked down. He also has the relics, which have paid off. The hand cannons are quite nice against mainly Lightcav and Camel. ACCM
He's gonna be down to 2 TCs soon. He had 8 at one point.
Yeah,
ACCM.
Yeah, dude. And there's just Cav finding all the perfect areas from Vinchester. What a fight! What a game! I'm seeing villagers die everywhere. Vinchester's killed 140 villagers from ACCM this game. Now ACCM
went crazy.
Yeah,
here.
agreed.
And there's no ability to get it anymore. Like Farimba would have changed a lot of these fights. The Trebs are going to go down from Vinchester in the main eco, but those are only like 3 of the Trebs. There's Trebs on the outside.
Yeah, he can make Trebs anytime he wants at this stage. He's got the gold. He's got the time. ACCM's now lost 160 Vills. He did snipe one of the Trebs, but I think even ACCM is going to realize when he sees his pop is at 100 that he's finally been bested here.
He just went from 140 Vills to 80 in like 5 minutes. He went from 8 TCs to 2.
But that's still enough for ACCM, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Now down below 100 pop.
Typical of ACCM. This is the fight that he benefits from, though, right? We thought he was dead so early on in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vinch would have been really disappointed with himself, though, if he would have lost this one. Well played.
Like,
ACCM
and then he was in a winning.
out.
He was in a winning position for a long time, but the factor that changed this game was those 2 Vills.
Yeah.
That Vinchester kept alive, and he chopped outside. He got all the relics. He expanded on the outside edge. Like, that was really, really nice from Vinchester. That's the only reason he stayed in this game.
The 2 Vills getting to the outside is one thing, but also the way Vinchester utilized it was absolutely top tier. Because you might just think you get out there to take the gold, build TCs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he also got every single relic. And if you go back and look at what the map looked like at the start, dude, those relics were in every single corner. It's not like they were right next to the monastery.
Away.
So
he prioritized 2 monks immediately in each direction.
And then
really nice.
I think the key moment why Vinchester was able to stop the big death ball from ACCM was building the gate and trickling in raids there. Because ACCM continued to get units picked off. I mean, we saw an example of the one hand cannon killing a bombard cannon. I mean, that type of stuff adds up so quick. And ACCM then couldn't focus on the death ball. It gave Vinchester time to mass up defense, and he eventually cleared it, which then goes back to that's why ACCM probably couldn't get Farimba, because he didn't have the 70 on food yet, and he wasn't ready for the Cav. What a crazy game. That was easily the best piece of pizza game so far in this tournament.
Yep.
Also,
that's really, really nice. Also, like, you can really see the lack of eco upgrades throughout most of the game for ACCM. Look at the res collected. It's insane. Vinchester's just ahead. And they weren't even that different in villagers most of the time. It was just efficiency. The eco upgrades plus the boost from the fortified churches.
It is funny, though, that ACCM still collected 4,000 more gold. Because
even after the relics?
He had no relics. He also wasn't mining a lot of gold the last 5 minutes there, so this goes to show you how much he had in the early stages. This is an exciting one. If you look at the civs, one civ here stands out from the others. We'll have Vinchester playing as the Sicilians here. And not the first time in recent years we've seen Sicilians picked to try and upset a really known strategy. I think we're going to see some craziness with the Sergeants, and then we've got the Georgians. So, number 1 pick, for ACCM down towards the south.
You could build a mule cart in the middle of that gold from ACCM.
Um,
I'm just thinking
could-
it wouldn't be good.
Oh.
You could just build it. It'd never
Well,
be
thank
able
you.
to escape.
You could also build a tower there, but
I know.
yeah. Thanks for pointing that out, dude. That's really helpful.
I just wanted to. Yeah, I know.
That's really enriched my experience here.
Hey.
So, I guess I'll talk through, I mean, some of the keys to this map. I think that's the beauty of the map, is that there's so many different things to pay attention to. Which, by the way, is just crazy, because I feel like they've gone for all the chaotic maps first. Nomad was ridiculous. Piece of Pizza, and now Stranded. I almost would have wanted a break. But, yeah, water's huge. You know your opponent's going to have fish. You do start with a fishing ship, and then that becomes a long-term focus here. But water's not everything, unlike other maps. You need the middle control with all the wood, and oftentimes the gold is close to that as well. So I don't think there's actually one thing that is necessarily best on this map. It's just all super execution-based, but with Sicilians, Dave, like, this has got to be more about land than water, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, if we go late game here, both of these non-bomber cannon civs.
True.
Which is so important, because very limited stone. You lose your castles, and I've seen a lot of games where there's no castles left at all.
Yeah.
And then it's about bomber cannons, or it's about the one treb that someone saved.
And if castles do go up, which I think is kind of uncommon, but Sicilians build their castles way faster. And then the Georgians, if they're on a hill, it's seemingly impossible to take down from at the bottom of a hill.
Well, I think there's not going to be a whole lot of stone if he's making donjons early.
Yeah, no, agreed. I think the stone is going to be used for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were to go for the straight fast castle play with the sergeants, you'd still probably see 5 to 6 fish from Winchester. And then he would go blacksmith market. He would build his first dungeon in front of his gold, make like 2 to 3 sergeants, and then those sergeants advance across the map to build the next dungeon on the hill. But I think it's also going to need to be siege support, too. And then, do you want to just give up your fish? You probably not. It's tough, but I will say this. Like, I hate seeing it when someone picks a strat. Like, when Doubt played Incas, for example, if you remember that. Mm-hmm. Or something that's a little bit out of the box. Ground. Yeah, and you get stuck in the middle ground. It's like you're just playing a standard game with a worse civ for it anyway. So I really hope if Winchester leans towards anything, it is the sergeants, because otherwise, I just think it's advantage to the Georgians here.
Interesting timing here. Like, ACCM's had that elephant under his CC for a long time. Winchester just brought his first one in, and ACCM's already bringing another one in. Don't get Mr. Yod by the back of the TC. Okay.
Yeah, so 2 elephants under, smooth build for ACCM. ACCM is also scouting with his mule cart forward.
Very far forward, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's pretty slow, so if he needs it at home at any point, it's going to take a while.
There's nothing he needs to collect, though. It's a beautiful TC from him. He got really fortunate with the setup.
Yeah.
And he found the gold and TC'd on it, so he doesn't need it for the hunt, because he's got that. He doesn't need it for the gold, because it's right next to the TC. He doesn't need it for the wood.
Yeah, true. It's good that the devs made it so the mule cart can't collect things.
That would be imagine how broken they would be if it could.
Yeah. Because has seen a bunch of buffalo. I mean, he's seen a lot of the map. He's also seen the middle, so he can start to think about how he wants to play it. Now, on the flip side, if you're ACCM, do you change your strategy in some ways if you're expecting the sergeants?
I think just TCing the gold and the wood, just making sure it's there is good enough, and then you just adapt, right? You got to win water. That's the key.
Okay.
You have to kill the fish. Not even win water, but you got to kill the fish 100%. You can't let them have those. And then maybe it makes you like focus a little bit more towards, I don't know, are you playing towards archers or scouts to deal with sergeants?
So your best bet is just get to Castle Age against sergeants, and typically knights can hold their own, and then you combine that with a monk or two, and it locks down the all-in sergeant push quite well. But I have seen a lot of games where people try and go scouts on this map, And it's kind of tough to do damage if the TCs are placed properly, right?
If you go scouts, you need an archer range, like right after.
Yeah. So
scouts without archers on this map are not good at all. Yeah, from what I've seen.
It's
not
big
good at all.
investment.
Barracks early from ACCM.
Yeah. See, I think this barracks is early because he has to respect that Winchester is probably going to try and take map control here and be greedy. And this definitely feels fast castle from Vinch. He's getting more water buffalo. He has saved a rhino right next to his TC as well. And it might look like he's late to gold here, but I think he's just expecting to use the market. So I think he's got a plan here. But the plan is definitely not to make anything on water for a while here if you're Winchester.
Still no loom for ACCM. So he's definitely reading that there's nothing coming early. He has time.
Yeah.
He's even going to add a villager behind that.
Ooh.
I want to see the fire galley immediately from him. I think that's necessary.
Actually, I think he's going to go galleys here. The fact that he's not still on gold makes me think he goes 2 galleys because it kills fish
two
faster.
galleys just to snipe the fish. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
Loom.
Yep, there's a galley. And yeah, he's changed his whole game plan because he's up against the Sicilians. This is where it's funny, right? You know how we were saying the Sicilians shouldn't play a normal game? If you did now, you could completely surprise ACCM just because he's scared of the dungeons.
Yeah, but I mean, the timing's already so late. You can't play normal anymore, right?
Agreed.
If you played a normal game into like water control or whatever, then ACCM sees the timing of your feudal age and he adapts.
Yep. Yep, it's a good point. There will be a fire galley for Vinch. Okay, so that could help keep his fish alive, but they're getting pretty inefficient now anyways. And there's the range and the stable from ACCM. So he's going to go really heavy feudal pressure. But look at Vinch's donjon. It's positioned the only area he's really vulnerable. So that should protect him. The key now is, can he actually click up to the castle age? Because I think feudal age sergeants are just not the unit you really want to be fighting with. Yeah.
Very underwhelming. Yeah. ACCM trying to snipe the herdables. He can take damage and then heal up.
Yeah.
He's trying to get him. He's trying to get him. He can't. Winchester's still not enough resources to click up to castle age here. He only has the donjon. And that doesn't count as a building. So he's going to need the blacksmith. He's going to need the
market too.
Market as well.
ACCM has to think about how he handles this. You either stop production fully and then try and go castle, or you make more army and you maybe bring vills and you rush that donjon down.
Yep.
You just go all in here.
Or you might be able to sneak a tower on the other side of that wood line too.
Yeah. But do you really want a tower like the bottom of the hill? It feels so weird. You always want to have the hill.
ACCM doesn't care. He doesn't care about that.
He's going to loop
Trust
around.
Me, Tristan, I know this man. He doesn't care.
His galley is on the fish. But there's the fire galley there from Winchester. This, I don't know if it'll work, but this feels like the perfect play from Vinch.
You could have a tower to shut down the gold and the wood, maybe. ACCM.
Does he have enough army support there? He would if he has the scouts. Also, those vills from Vinch are running home. They could get spotted. Yeah, that's what that tower's for, to cut off the gold. But does it cut off all the gold?
Is that within range of the TC?
I think ACCM would never place a tower in range of the TC, but I thought the same.
Oh, it's just out of range. Oh, my goodness. It's just out of range of that TC. Archers are shutting down the woodline. Castle Age, 1 minute and 40 seconds away. First sergeants are coming out. And this is gonna get dicey for ACCM, but he does have a lot of food in the bank, so he can click up relatively soon.
Is it? How much stone is a donjon? Isn't it
175? Isn't it?
75, yeah.
Oh.
So Vinch is gonna have to buy the stone. Now the big thing about the sergeants right now, it's just 50 HP, 5 attack, 2 armor each. But once you get Castle Age, you get a bunch of HP and attack. So they beat the scouts for now.
Honestly, think this might not just be about donjons. This might just be about Siege Workshop Forward with these sergeants that are strong.
Maybe he could drop a TC on this tower, or just drop a TC on the other golds. And yeah, this just turns into monks and adapt from Vinch. Because the sergeants are already so strong, they command so much respect. The feudal age army...
Winchester's fish are still alive, too.
Yep. It's the thing, it keeps you guessing. And you still would have enough stone to build the TC. Vinch has the vills there. And I think this is really frustrating situation for ACCM, and what a win it would be for Vinch against the #1 pick from ACCM.
I mean, the fact that his fish are still alive, it feels so bad, right? Like he's trying to go up to Fast Castle. He's investing into the sergeants, and ACCM still hasn't managed to snag his fish because he's had so much other investment into the land units. ACCM still on stone right now. Sergeants looking for value. They're not really going to find much because the TC is on the gold.
They're so tanky.
To the wood line.
They are just so tanky. It takes so long to kill them, but they are super
and ACCM
slow.
finds a villager in the back of Vinchester's base, the
Nice
Dockville. He's got a villager there. He might go for a forward dock as well.
Yeah, forward dock. I was just going to say the natural play for Vinchester, though, seems to be go water.
The TC can range the tower. What?
Oh, wow. Did Vinch bait him into that, or did he just find out?
Yeah, he tried earlier, I thought.
Well, he's going to kill the archers now. ACCM's not expecting that. The archer's trapped. The other archer's just still in there, so it's a little makeshift tower, but these sergeants are just lingering all around the middle. And ACCM is kind of rattled right now on what to do against the Sicilians. Siege Workshop going up. Almost gets denied. Nice job from Vinch to garrison the TC. But now, at least, ACCM knows that Vinchester doesn't have the middle hill locked down. That's really nice. If that's a Siege Workshop right next to the relics, right next to the stable and the archer range, I think you're more worried.
Yep.
God, the sergeants are so strong, though. Look at them take down that stable. The archers for ACCM got picked off because he's still chasing everything else. It's so tough to play.
It feels bad, but I think you need War Galley first here from ACCM. It feels really bad to invest that res in the War Galley.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think you gotta get the fish. He's gonna go crossbow Bodkin.
That does feel a bit awkward considering he's just lost so many archers. But I think with a knight or two, if he can make the knight, dude, it's actually such a big deal. The stable is going to be needed for bloodlines as well. The stable goes down. Yeah, now crossbow's going to be tough. Crossbow's going to be really tough against siege and sergeants from Vinchester.
Lots of stone in the bank for ACCM. He's finished mining that one stone. He can move over to another one. Or maybe even if he gets a market, he could buy some. But he doesn't have a market yet. Fortified Church coming down in front of the gold. Fortified churches are going to be useful against sergeants. That's a nice thing that ACCM has access to. As we see now, the fires from Vinchester coming along and sniping a fishing ship from ACCM. But now ACCM's got the defensive fires there, and he could come forward and finally kill those fish.
Yeah, and clearly the focus for Vinch is land right now. So it's not as if, as this Mangonel gets a little close to the monastery, but it's not as if Vinchester is going to really want to focus on water anymore. This is just about the land boom.
Crossbows are being sneaky. There's still one inside of the walls there, acting as like a makeshift tower.
Yeah, he's about to be converted, but ACCM groups him up with his friends. Nice pressure there from ACCM, but the middle's still kind of important, and he had to make a new stable so he could make knights. Still feels like anyone's game. It's a really big deal for me that ACCM has 400 stone. That is really difficult to get on this map.
And no market. Well, no market.
Yeah, true.
He can't buy more stone for a castle. Castle would go huge here.
I don't think
Knight now coming out to the Mangonel. Don't think Vinch can save that.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting there to be a knight because he took out the stable. And ACCM hanging around. Knows there's some scorpions out there as well. And the knight. Oh, man. The two knights that are coming forward are so strong right now. There is a monk, but the crossbows are here too, and the positioning's awkward. And the knight gets converted.
That was really bad pathing there from ACCM. Keep that knight within conversion range, and that thing dies, unfortunately. But he does take out another scorpion. Converts the sergeant now, so he can take out the other scorpion, potentially.
I mean...
And he's taking out the fish, too.
How often do we see someone losing 3 or 4 siege weapons like that decide a game? It's so often about the snowball, right? Especially when you need to hill like this. It's going to be tough for Vinch.
I mean, Vinchester, I mean, he can't get the snowball, but he does have 54 vills.
Yep, this is true. And good
And
eco
ACCM's
upgrades.
running right into his army. ACCM, no, the crossbows, they didn't get their value. They didn't get any value.
I don't know if...
Oh, boy.
I don't know if Squires is in. It feels like it isn't. The sergeants are very slow. Vinchester's going to need that.
It's not in. No, it's not in.
It's the thing about this map. We see moments like that from the best players in the world so much more frequently because there's the water aspect. And they have to expand their TCs into awkward areas. So, yeah, ACCM will have all the water locked down. Vinch isn't even trying.
Well, he made one extra fire galley that he just produced.
Look at this from ACCM. 4 crossbows on the right side. And he's just avoiding the middle because he knows Vinchester's got the edge there. And nice pickoffs from ACCM. Vinch needs mobility, man.
It's hard. I think Vinchester kind of got ahead of himself a little bit in this game. He went for that second town center, fine, but then he started investing more and more into eco and less into that push through the center. He kind of fell back a little bit after he killed that stable.
Yeah.
Didn't add the monks fast enough, right? Because he didn't expect another stable. And suddenly he's in a position where ACCM has the water control, has a pretty good army to defend, and the snowball's not working.
He does still have that hill, though. So if we get to a TC in the middle or castles in the middle, could be good. He also has 2 relics. His scorpions chase down the 4 crossbows, but ACCM's going to have knights follow that up. And now Vinchester's going to need monks for that as well. This is so good from ACCM to just try and avoid the sergeants and the scorpions in the middle and use the side raids.
ACCM still with 6 fishing ships. Redemption on the way. Interesting. All he's seen is scorpions.
Yeah.
But he has the gold, I guess.
Yeah, he has the gold. He has monks, which already are scaring the sergeants away. It's the scorpions that Vinch is using to push the monks. And nice raids. I know that ACCM didn't kill a ton with these knights, but
he's killing a ton now.
He is killing a ton now. And it's just such good value. Vinchester's so distracted. It's not often that you see Vinchester this distracted, but I think it's just because his units are so slow right now.
ACCM's going to give Vinch 3 knights here. Like, he shouldn't have got that first conversion. He manages to get the second, and ACCM runs away with another one. Finally, the castle comes up from ACCM on the gold, as Vinchester has the TC now in the center. This game might go late. The TC in the center is a really strong position to take.
Crazy to me that we're seeing the castle there. That might be the only castle we see from ACCM. But he can't push mid because Vinchester has knights. Vinch deletes. I think it's a good delete, but yeah, like I think ACCM recognized maybe he needs something stronger than knights. Maybe he needs Manaspa. But
Vinch is gearing up towards the castle as well.
Is. Where will he build it? Redemption is in to convert the scorpions, but there's a hill, and it's pretty awkward. ACCM can advance forward.
I think you... oh, man. It's really tough, right? You want to be safe with your castles, but... nope, never mind. Take it back. Never mind.
Redemption will pay off. I think 2 scorpions get converted here. 3 scorpions get converted here. And now the monks could go down for Vinch. And now that castle is looking pretty dicey if units can show up here. Oh, man.
It's a Sicilian castle.
True.
It's going to go up. It's going up so quick right now. ACCM won't even get there in time. Sergeants do manage to take out 2 of the scorpions, but those used to be your scorpions. That feels like a really bad trade to lose all of your sergeants there. And now, I mean, Vinchester's still queuing up a few extra sergeants, but he's going to have to maybe think about a tech switch at some point because this game's going late, man.
Normally, I consider it a little bit of a meme at a high level, but I would really love to see another TC and First Crusade from Vinch. And I even think it's worth idling your TCs for a second.
Maybe.
Because
if you get the second
so
armor
much
upgrades.
army, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the upgrades for the sergeants, and then it might be a possibility.
Because you need army now, because the Manaspa are coming out. The sergeants are actually doing pretty well, considering. But I love the castle spot from Vinch. Because it will take out a TC and put ACCM under pressure. ACCM's only going to be on 2 TCs then. What a game, dude. This series has been so good. We were so worried that maybe it was just the round of 16 and quarters that would deliver. And this semifinal's delivered just perfectly so far.
Manaspa sniping the Scorpion, and then they're going to back up and just heal. The most annoying part about Georgians.
Oh, man.
Healing cav.
ACCM loses all of his monks and a Scorpion to a town center. Vinch is going to place another TC now. And he's producing lots of sergeants manually, but if he could research First Crusade, you get 5 sergeants popping out of each TC of a max of 5 TCs. He's going to be on 4 now. Could easily drop a 5th, too.
There's only 1,000 stone left on this map already.
Wow. Is anyone on it? It doesn't look like it. It must be to the sides.
It's in the neutral areas. Yeah, there's one to the right side there, and then the other one is top left.
Oh my god,
there should be
dude.
Another pile somewhere.
Vinch. There's crossbows. Careful. He's going to drop a castle.
My man just bought 600 stone for that castle. Sicilian villagers are building this.
Yeah.
ACCM doesn't seem to notice it. He just walks right past.
But
he
Vinch
finally does.
Vinch's TC. Vinch was looking at his castle. He was probably paranoid, and the Manaspa killed 7 or 8 vills there. Now the Manaspa see the castle. But Vinch's castle will go up. Oh, man, his castle spots are so sick right now. Oh, what are you supposed to do?
For right now. If ACCM draws this out, those castle spots are going to be a weakness.
Potentially.
Because they'll just get trebbed down, and then he won't have any castles at all. He's already upped the stone price. It's going to be really, really difficult. But Vinchester is building up with food and gold. He's got 97 villagers. After all of this, as ACCM tries to convert that mangonel, he gets it.
Yeah, ACCM can push this TC from Vinch now. I know Vinch wants Imp for the Trebs, and maybe that is the better play than First Crusade. But he has an army problem right now.
He's going to lose 2 TCs at this rate.
Yeah.
Because ACCM will push really, really quickly on that side. I actually love the fact he's farming in the middle, not on the outsides. The middle is the safe area for him. That's sick.
Is he buying for First Crusade or buying for Imp? This feels like buying for Imp. You could get First Crusade on the way to Imp in theory. But I wonder if Vinchester's going to be wishing he had a defensive castle towards the right side as he's losing these TCs. This is a lot of pressure.
At this rate, I mean, he might just buy the extra stone that he needs. You never know, right?
This is still ridiculous from ACCM. How are you still applying this much pressure?
And he's going for another TC on the left to get more gold access.
Whoa.
He's going to have insane gold access, even with the forward castles.
Yeah.
That's amazing from ACCM.
The fact that he's going to lose 2 of his TCs to castles, and he doesn't have the middle, and he still has some type of a lead in this game is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But Imp is on the way for Vinch in the starting TC, which shouldn't go down. And Vinch now needs to defend his other TCs, but ACCM notices.
Takes out the mangonel.
And ACCM doesn't lose any
of them. Wow. And ACCM does have a roving band of Manaspa, and it's heading over towards this side. He had to bring it all the way back through the safe part of his base.
Yeah.
Vinchester forced into a defensive donjon. That's a big stone investment on this map.
I think ACCM's going to have his work cut out for him here. But if he can continue pushing here, he may still be able to win this game even if he gets trebbed in the middle. This is going to be unreal. It almost feels like Vinch is going to lose the outside of the map.
Yeah.
But but ACCM will never get the middle of the map.
Vinchester, right before the Siege Workshop gets converted, pops out with a mangonel and snipes all 3 of ACCM's mangonels.
TC's barely alive.
Keeps that TC alive.
Yep.
Manaspa are coming in. Sergeants are putting in work behind. ACCM's just going to go after the TC with the Manaspa now.
Dude, this game is unreal. I like the Lycav edition from Vinch to try and snipe some of the monks.
Too, under the castle.
Ooh. Castle does have Bodkin, but I don't think Vinchester's noticing that. That's a lot of villagers going down. This is full castle age from ACCM. He will never make it to Imp at this rate. And Vinch is just waiting for Trebs. He's got the resources for Trebs too, Dave. How important would ballistics be for those castles right now?
Yeah, that would be absolutely huge. I mean, how important would the fact that ACCM's on this gold to the left be for Vinch to know?
Yeah, that TC there.
Know.
Yeah, I think Vinch just kind of feels like with Imp he wins the game. Maybe that sergeant on the left will find it.
we've seen games on this map where people have the castles in the middle. They've trebbed down the castles of their opponent, and then they just get raided to death because they're trying to push in one area. This map is not about one area. It's about 15 different areas that you're going to have to defend. And with +2 armor Manaspa, a lot of this eco is very exposed for Winchester.
The only real army for Vinch is the occasional monk, the occasional sergeant, and then I guess he's going light cav to kill ACCM's monks. If he can kill the monks, he's in a great spot, but ACCM's still pushing. He's got rams now, too.
He doesn't care, dude. He just doesn't care.
Dude, I mean, he's not going to have TCs pretty soon, though. The Trebs are going to be out, so ACCM will need to snipe the Trebs while also needing to somehow push this TC, and he's pushing the TC. Vinch is not going to save that. There's no way. Castle's going down for... Oh, man, that's an issue for ACCM, though, right? If he can't make Manaspa.
No Manaspa. Yeah.
It's the only castle he'll get.
And he's getting housed, too.
Yep, TC down. Vinchester's done an incredible job keeping his Vills alive. Or not keeping his Vills alive. Sorry, they've died very quickly. But, I mean, keeping his pop-up. With these town centers.
I mean, it might be a struggle in a second here, though. The Manaspa are coming in still. More Manaspa coming in from the other side. ACCM's trying to maybe snipe this Treb. I don't know if he's going to get it. The castle will fire, and he does snipe the one Treb.
Okay. His other castle's still being repaired. I think he sniped 2 Trebs. I'm pretty sure there were 2 Trebs that he sniped.
No Trebs here from Vinch. No Trebs at all.
Look at Vinch's gold income. He's actually been pushed off of most of his golds. There's the Manaspa from ACCM in the north killing Vills on stone.
Oh,
the Manaspa can't be stopped right now. And I'm seeing a lot of bodies.
Is everywhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. And now Winchester will try and go for another TC on the gold. ACCM is in the farm eco. Winchester needs that to be able to produce Cavalier and Light Cav. He's got 16 on food right now because of the idle eco. Worker efficiency last minute, 38% for Winchester.
This is insane. ACCM's
and now the relics are being ejected.
Yep, no relics now. When he has such a big issue making Trebs already, he's also trying to go Cavalier, which is pretty costly. The Rams just continue to work their way in, by the way. They can just go for the next TC. But now there's a Treb from Vinch again.
Cav archers from ACCM, maybe anticipating the fact he's going to lose that castle eventually. He's got more monks in the queue. He's got more Manaspa in the queue. He could potentially go up there and snipe the Treb again. He's going for the Treb. Winchester needs to wall that out. He's going to snipe the Treb.
He's going to snipe
keep the castle alive. Winchester's cooked. He's done. He's in Imperial Age against Castle Age, and it doesn't matter.
I mean, he can't make Cavalier. He did just make a TC on gold to the left, so he can take the gold. He is also counter-raiding ACCM, but ACCM seems to notice that. The CA are here. Remember, every town center, every castle, every dungeon has Bodcanero as well. So it is pretty good at killing off the Manaspa over time. And a TC from Vinch on the left now. By the way, TC count for ACCM is up to 3, but he just had to build 2 new ones to get there.
Things are slowing down for a second. ACCM lost a few villagers against that raid, so great raid there from Winchester. But now the Cav archers are coming in. Winchester's still struggling to make any units whatsoever. ACCM has mined the stone on the left, so I think there's only maybe 300 stone. There's 425 stone left.
Yeah,
there's one pile on the right.
That probably won't be a castle. The only way anyone's getting a castle is buying one here. ACCM's tower gets denied on the left side by the Cavalier from Vinch, which are just now going to get the first armor, by the way. And Vinch did wall in his Treb.
Like, it does cut off the gold, but that's still a big stone investment just to try and do that. Winchester goes for another TC. Maybe Winchester can survive this. I mean, killing that castle is going to be huge. Walling off that Trep was insane.
Yeah. He learned his lesson, didn't he? He finally figured it out. ACCM will lose that castle, which means no more Manaspa. And he'll only have 6 or 7 Manaspa. Then it's Cav archers, which have to be killed. And that's a bit easier, I think, for Winchester if he has Cavalier.
Damn, dude. I thought ACCM had swung it in his favor, but it looks like it's slowly starting to swing back in Winchester's again. Another game like this,
it's not
just back and forth.
It's not over, though, because now ACCM isn't producing food units. So his resources might actually be decent enough to go Imp in one of these TCs.
Maybe.
And his Cav Archer's in really good positions. He's got a tower and a church on the left with the mangonel. This game is not over. It's not over.
This map is insane, bro. I love it so much.
This series has been absolutely insane. Again, it's just like the most chaotic games, the most chaotic maps to start it off.
Look at the mini map. ACCM almost has him completely surrounded.
That's what he's thinking.
Just in the
That's
middle.
what he's thinking, dude.
Just in the hill.
He's full of confidence right now. He's like, I've got him exactly where I want him, despite losing so much. The mangonel from ACCM on the gold. If Vinch doesn't notice this, that'll hurt pretty badly. Doesn't seem like Vinch is noticing this. Vinchester's still only +1/+1 in those Cavalier. He just has never really had the food floating to get a lot of upgrades with his Cavalier numbers.
Oh, that mangonel got so many kills. 10 villager kills, 11 villager kills on
Look
that
at
gold.
the amount on gold for Vinch. He can't take gold because of the tower and that mangonel. So Vinch is without gold to make Cavalier. This is like...
He's got to pick up his relics again, too, because they got ejected before from the push. Oh, my God.
Dude, I'm telling you, with light Cav Knights, Cav Archers, ACCM can just avoid those castles somehow and somehow win. I mean, still, though, Vinch is raiding. These Cavalier could find a bunch of damage now. That's a big raid. But now a big raid. No, a big raid from ACCM underneath the DC.
And Vinchester's selling food for gold. He's selling food for gold here.
Oh,
ACCM
man.
going to take out this gold TC. He's going to deny the gold income there from Vinchester. Vinchester's back on gold with a few villagers. The TC near ACCM's base. And he's going for great counter raids. ACCM's at 100 vills.
Dude, now there's raids from ACCM on the right. I mean, we're closing in on 200 villager kills in this game right now.
And one of the players is still in Castle Age, too. Absolutely insane. And, oh, man, Vinchester. Dude, Vinchester's only going to be on this hill soon. He's not going to have any presence on the outside whatsoever.
You can't be losing TCs. TCs are the most important thing in a messy game to reboom. So that's been nice for Vinch. Earlier, he was losing lots of vills, too. And then he had 4 TCs to always get more vills. So he'll keep that TC up, it looks like. TC in the middles also help. Actually, if you just double-click Vinchester's 3 TCs, they have 24 kills. And the castles have 43 kills. So...
even the Donjon has 10 kills.
Yeah, it's helped so much. I don't know. I kind of felt like ACCM needed Imp, but maybe I'm wrong. Imp, what does that give you if you can't make Trebs?
Oh, more villagers chasing that ram. Vinchester just sends them to their death. Oh, God. He's down to 75 vills, Tristan.
75 vills versus 120, but it is Imperial Age, Castles, and the Hill versus Castle Age, no castle, and the bottom of the hill. What a game. I think the monks are actually key for ACCM. If he has monks position where he can convert Cavalier every time, he can defend from raids. But if he loses those 10 monks, he's in big trouble.
He needs to shut down. Oh, the trip from Vinchester a little exposed now.
Yeah.
He's repairing it. ACCM coming over for that. He's also shutting down the gold access. He just needs to shut down the gold access from Vinchester.
Will we see ACCM buy a castle here, or is that too expensive?
I think Imp is more valuable than the castle, right? He's also got vills on the remaining stones, so he can get 350 over there.
Okay, well, if he has that, plus all this gold, he might get one. But I think it only helps you if you make it to Imp.
Let's see what the price is. I can find a market somewhere. There it is. 224 gold for 100 stone.
Look at all these churches. It's like every time Vinchester goes to raid, there's a church or a TC or a monk. There's just so much resistance.
Yep.
Vinch can't push, and Vinch is just struggling so much. And again, ACCM, he's going to convert every single Cavalier. How can he focus there?
He kind of stabilized. He got back up to 90 vills, but those Cavalier are going to come back the other side and kill more villagers. Vinchester is taking gold now. He has quite a bit of gold coming in, finally. And his food eco has always been good in the middle. ACCM looking for some counter raids, and he's gearing up towards maybe Imperial Age. He's got a lot of gold in the bank.
How is ACCM still alive? You say it every time he plays. How did he live so long in game number 2? How is he still alive here? This is insane.
Insane, dude. Insane.
It is mainly light cav from Vinch. Vinch just gave up on making Cavalier because he knows the monks are going to get conversions. But on the left, ACCM hops inside the TC with the monks. I mean, ACCM needs Imp now if the resources look like this. But he's just tried to go for pure chaos mode, spend all of his food on gold on knights and light cav.
Vinchester's now palisading, walling the middle. He's like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't have stone.
Seriously.
Keep him out.
It's smart. It's smart. It just affects the pathing. I also think more TCs. I think ballistics maybe. Oh my god, ACCM is back. He's building a church and he's raiding underneath that TC again.
Oh god, Vinchester's lost so many villagers. I wonder how much gold he's actually lost from the villagers dying with gold in their arms.
True.
Like, there's a lot of potential there.
But I think, like, sometimes you need 2 wake-up calls, 3 wake-up calls. I think the last moment or two, Vinchester has had a couple realizations. And the first
Castle
one is...
from ACCM.
The first one is, Vinch is like, I'm done wasting gold on Cavalier if he has that many monks. So it's just going to be light cav. And the second one is, I just need a TC everywhere, and I have to keep a really close eye on it. I would expect that ACCM will struggle to raid Vinch as much now. But that castle from ACCM is actually crazy.
If the Trebs want to take that out from Vinchester, they have to put themselves in a really risky situation, which ACCM
Dude,
can then snipe.
How hard
and
is
it gives
this?
them Manaspa production again.
When your eco is on 2 separate sides of the map, just look at this. How hard is it to control everything? It's so
What do
difficult.
you mean 2 separate sides? He's got 5.
Well,
He's surrounding him. Look at the mini map, dude. He's surrounding him completely. I've never seen this.
it's full castle age, man. It's full castle age, and he's doing this. Like, the castle on the right side is making things crazy. There's rams now coming in from ACCM. He's raiding underneath almost every TC we could find. He's even going to ram push from the left side right now. Is he about to win this game?
He's gonna go imp too, but which TC do you go imp from? The one on the left against
The one on the shoreline. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's probably the best one. Vinchester probably can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
Vinchester's TC's being rammed down, and ACCM is also ramming down a TC from Vinch. Imp. In that TC.
God, dude, what a game. 102 villagers again from Vinchester. As he tries to stop a push from the north, he's trying to contain that push from the right, which he's done. He's killing the rams with villagers, repairing the TC as well. And ACCM snuck in to kill the Treb.
How did that happen? The Vills got in there.
I don't know.
And now the Knights get in there. Oh my god, ACCM's just doing everything. And it's only 18 military for Vinchester. That's the problem. He does not have a lot of military. He's never been able to field the numbers because he hasn't had the gold. This game is absolutely unreal.
Unbelievable.
I think Vinch is cooked. I think he's dead.
He's getting good raids again, but like I think he is dead. Yeah.
If he didn't win before, I think logic would tell you that he's probably not going to win now. ACCM, again, getting conversions and just hopping inside the TC. Dropping churches next to all his farms, spamming more light cav. It may actually reach a point where ACCM doesn't have gold because the only golds left are underneath Vinchester's castles, though.
Yeah, but then you start like selling something, right? There should be,
I guess,
good prices. I guess I don't know. We might get to the point where Vinchester doesn't have a safe woodline to take. You never know.
I'm looking at the numbers of military right now. And it's doable for Vinch to maybe stabilize this a little bit, but it just have not seen him find as much potential with the raids. There's always such a big army.
Upgrade is going to be so brutal for him.
Yeah.
Once ACCM gets to Imperial Age, right?
ACCM,
and the raids are just coming in. When you're surrounded like this, they're just coming in from all sides. ACCM, like you said, off gold, but now he's got potential to make some trebs and take back a gold position. Also ramming down the monastery with the relics in it from Vinchester. And Vinchester has just spent so much of this game garrisoning villas. Like, he's not farming. He's not bringing in the res that he needs. He's very low on res, and ACCM is all over him.
Yeah, and imp upgrades aren't in yet. They will be in a minute. The relics will eject for Vinch. Vinch just can't afford to make as much army. How has ACCM been able to survive? He wasn't in imp for like 15 minutes where Vinchester had trebs. And he just held on, dude.
Everyone just take a look at the mini map and remember this.
Yep.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a mini map like this. Completely circled. Completely surrounded.
Everyone scheduled their entire life around watching every ACCM series from here on out because this is what he does, dude. He is just ridiculous. ACCM wins that game. How did he win that game? We saw almost 400 villagers go down. That was unbelievable, dude.
That was incredible, man.
Can we say
it's a Vinchfield donut? That's what this is.
A Vinchfield donut. Can we even say that Vinchester made massive mistakes? I mean, it's really tough for me. I felt like Imp made sense. His Vil count was healthy. ACCM lost every single one of his starting 3 TCs. He had to reposition economies on sides of the map where he wasn't even close to for so long. He kept Vinch off of gold in countless ways. Fortified churches, towers, random mangonels, and calf raids. I mean, I'm not saying... I don't know what more you could do if you're there, if you're Vinchester, because it felt like he tried everything.
Vinchester missing that final armor upgrade on his cav hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Especially for the raids with the fortified churches around and stuff. Also could have maybe tried to tech into like Pikeman Halb or something.
Yeah, maybe Halb instead of Cavalier. Yeah.
But like... Then you take gold away from the Cavalier you're making, and I don't know if you even survived to that point. Like,
yeah.
It's very expensive to get all the technologies in. It takes a long time. And honestly, we have to start thinking about, like, he didn't really have many places to build either. Like, if he's going to make a tech switch.
100%. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
tough.
If a player
has a god.
If a player has 13 hours of idle eco, that's just because the other player's an absolute god. That was amazing from ACCM. I can't believe he won that game.
Look at the average. Okay, so normal average worker efficiency is like high 60s. In a good game, you'll see like low 80s overall for a game. This is 56 versus 58 worker efficiency average.
Average. Man. That was so good. Also, quite a few conversions there. I think Vinchester's Cavalier, as he was trying to raid, just kept running into monks. But still, it's not easy to have 5 monks on either side and get the conversions perfectly when doing everything else is ridiculous. But those 34 conversions were Cavalier. It was 70 Cavalier created. That was the most created unit from Vinch. I never felt like Vinch had over 20 Cavalier that game, honestly. It felt like it was always groups of 5 to 10. And these two gladiators, there we go. They've given us quite a series here. So ACCM won the previous game. Hopefully for Vinchester, there's not too much disappointment because it was so close. And now he's going to feel like it's a must-win here. And this is the home map choice from Vinchester. This is actually the last one on his side of the draft board, too, which could be tricky. He goes for the Italians. And then we've got the Romans for ACCM as they build their
delayed
TCs
on the
here.
TC there from Vinchester. He was like looking for the perfect spot. He was wondering if he could find the water to fish on. He doesn't find any of that. So he TCs near the board, and he goes for the dock in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, ACCM, he's got a pretty good TC. Building it with all 3 vills. He's going to have the fish to take, which will help. And it's actually kind of far away from the water, too, which is good with Romans, because Italians might just end up winning the water early.
I think Romans need to have a very messy, scrappy type of game here. Because when you stack up the Romans and what they're able to do on water, it's not good compared to the Italians. They don't have any real water bonuses. They also can't make demos, which makes going fire galleys tricky. If it goes late, they don't get bracer for galleons. And then I also think even early imp things that you typically think of, like Trebuchet Bombard Cannon, they don't get Bombard Cannon either. So I want, with how ACCM has played this, I actually want to see some forward dock shenanigans, and I want to see a sneak Vil. Like, this is the one time I actually think it might make sense, because, yes, the Roman eco's great. 5% greater efficient, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you could argue they're 30 or 40% worse in tech tree on this map. So, we'll see.
Well, they do have ballistas, which, as everyone knows, does impact the galleys, right, Tristan?
The faster firing speed. I guess it does. Yeah, I think
No, that's not it. That's not it. You
don't
know.
Did you trick me?
I know you don't know because I didn't know until Trirem told me.
Well, I knew. I said yes.
+2 attack on the galleys.
Well, okay. Well, what are we going to see? Fast Castle?
No one knows that.
Triram's
Yeah,
a Deb,
no
by the
one-
way, who we've known for like 10
Yeah,
years.
but like,
What's he going to go Fast Castle drop ballistas upgrade? Come on.
You're talking about lack of bracer on this map, right? For the Galleons. Okay, but the Romans get the extra Pierce armor, and they can get +2 attack, and you're not really concerned about range in these tiny little rivers. All I'm saying is that the Galleons, they could be better, actually.
Well, in Feudal Age, you can outplay.
We're not talking
the
about
opponent.
Feudal. We're talking about late game. Every single game here has gone to Imp. ACCM's going to drag this out until we're all old.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, maybe there's some potential. I did see a game. It was Armenians versus Romans. Tato was Romans. He collected 25,000 more resources, but he had like 250 kills and 450 deaths. And it was just a pure numbers, pure eco type of game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's... And the other thing, too, is you have to remember the draft priority. So the previous game, ACCM had his #1 pick. But he's gone a bit further down the draft board to get Romans here. So they've got some good bonuses, but they're not as clearly strong, in my opinion, as Italians. Lots of stone and gold in the middle, which we did say a little bit, but that's actually a massive deal. And then the big thing that we talk about is, will they take their gold in the middle in the start of Feudal Age, or will they just take it back at home, which is the safe approach? I would say if I'm ACCM... anyone who's playing Winchester at this point, and I've done my homework, I would never go to the gold for middle because of how well Winchester played that one game against Hart.
Yep.
It just, the second you go to the gold to get, if Winchester spots you, he's going to rush you down, and then you can't make your galleys, so.
I mean, you might be able to bait him if you go to the gold in the middle and you have military behind.
Yeah,
and he
true.
rushes out.
Yeah, true.
You could potentially look at that, but then if you baited him like that, it would mean you wouldn't have anything on water, and he would read into that, and he'd start walling off the middle. So there's kind of, it's kind of tricky balancing the land and the water on this. It feels like you have to put up some presence on the water just to keep your opponent honest, and then you can go for the land later. You can't just do land only. You're going to get completely shut off.
The thing about the fish here as well is every single deep fish is pretty efficient. It's not like you're really far away from the shoreline. So giving up water is a lot worse here, because the second your opponent makes a second dock, they just, boom, instantly have a lot of fish very close to the dock. Unlike some other maps which have, like Graupel, you can't really count on that as much.
Roman's eco is so nice when you have a lot of boars and a lot of shorefish. Any fast collecting resource with a 5% boost is just so amazing with Romans. So you can see the res collected ahead for ACCM. Loom comes in. Loom comes in as well for Winchester, and ACCM's going to be up first.
Yep, just a little bit faster for him. I think that actually comes back to the TC, right? The starting TC, because they both have similar amounts of idle TC time. Maybe Vinch had a little bit more.
More vills, too. Like, Vinch did get the TC up a lot later than ACCM. And he's got one less villager, one more fishing chip, and Feudal Age is later for him.
Does the 5% efficiency add to the Romans building their starting TC in Nomad?
I don't think it does, because it doesn't for Spanish. I think they took that away in Dark Age.
I know they did, but Spanish was pretty extreme, right? It was 33 or 30%. I know they removed that. I'm just curious.
Winchester's being sneaky. Is he coming forward for 2 docks here? I think so. One
doesn't...
dock forward.
Oh, dude, if he would have seen... Okay, well, that's still more than fine. He's going to place double dock. So this is the double dock forward strat we've seen pretty commonly from Italians and Dravidians. And ACCM
is moving to the one side, so he's not going to get trapped by these docks.
Feels like a repeat of what happened with Mihai Winchester.
Yes.
If ACCM doesn't do anything different. He might go fires himself, but because Romans can't make demos, I think the most natural play is actually to go for galleys.
He's chasing away the Vill from Winchester as well, so he's going to get a villager in the center here. Galleys with Romans is not bad. They get the extra Pierce armor, which is nice.
The fight begins. Eye test tells me that I have no clue who's going to win.
Yeah, it's gonna be Vinch. I like her form a little bit better.
I hear one hit before the other, but I cannot tell visually. It doesn't always match. And the HP is going down at the same time. Oh!
She had a friend.
Oh, dude. Let's see.
ACCM, I think, was willing to take the 50-50. I think he was fine with that.
No way he saves that bill. Wow, he actually saves it. That's crazy. That is just crazy. There come the galleys now. ACCM's going to bring another Ville to the middle, so he doesn't want to forget about this. And the coward for Winchester goes over to the shorefish. She may be sniped later. And the whole idea of the strat is to just surround the galley player early. Do not let them breathe and go for that hit and run. I think you don't...
latency here is probably going to be an issue as well.
You think
It's
so?
not the greatest server for ACCM, and well, when you're playing galleys, I think it matters.
Well, I think right now Vinch is in or around Asia. I think it's actually very low
Is he?
ping. Yeah, I think
Is he
so.
still? Okay.
Because he wanted to play at
All right.
14:30 GMT because it was going to be too late, I think. So I believe, I'm not actually 100% certain that it could benefit the galley player, but it's just the positioning of these fires. It's so fast. It is so fast, and you just do not have the time. As you can see on the left-hand side, weak galleys again here for ACCM, and he'll make a couple fires now, trying to recover here.
Does find the fish from Vinch, though, and that's brutal for Winchester.
Ooh,
He's
true.
going to lose a fishing ship.
And the
Only
Ville.
one.
Well, Ville does survive.
Oh, she was one hit away. I don't think ACCM remembered that was the villager.
Nice
And
micro.
ACCM is adding in fire galleys now in front, so he's still going to have some galleys behind, but it's not too many.
So last time this happened, Winchester had done a really nice job transitioning his eco behind everything. So he's building some mills on shorefish. He's still got some sheep. But ACCM could do the same exact thing here. This is Romans we're talking about. The Roman resources collected is just crazy. Just that 5% going a long way.
I think ACCM might do a drive-by on this villager with these weak galleys. Let's see. Sail-by, sorry.
There is a fire ship there, though.
Nope, they just both die.
Yep.
Nice.
Go down very
Nice
quickly.
shot from the fire. All right, so it's basically even now, except Romans don't get demos.
Yeah,
which
and
is tragic, and why you don't want to play into a fire galley war.
this could be kind of complicated for Vinch to get the demo he wants, though. He's going to have to eject past a bunch of ships. There it is. Does ACCM see it?
Great reaction. Fantastic reaction from ACCM.
Yeah, really well played. And also, the amount of ships he's been able to produce is way more than Winchester's. Again, look at the micro here from ACCM. He gets another... the Vills?
So close.
You need
so
friends?
close. The Vills are right there. ACCM could have sniped those, but
What?
it goes after the fire galley, and Winchester saves that.
Wow.
That fire galley took so much damage. It took 278 HP of damage.
That's crazy strong.
And now the galleys are being added in again from ACCM, and this is a great adaptation from him. Look at how well he's done based on the fact that he lost his initial galleys.
Yeah, agreed.
And now he's got a really competitive navy. He's stretching out now for the mills. Looks like Winchester's making his second mill already. But ACCM's the one with more food in the bank, and he looks closer to the castle age.
Yeah, really impressive, man. And you're just worried that in Winchester, your mind is still in the stranded game right now. You're like,
He's
come
1,000
on.
reds collected ahead. He's 1,000 reds collected ahead.
That's gotta be.
What
Like, how
on
much of
earth?
that is
It's
what he's done, and how much of
Romans?
that is just Romans?
It's Romans, it's what he's done, and also I think the villager advantage he had earlier comes
Maybe.
into play.
A little bit, yeah, because that one extra pop early does pay off slowly. And so right now, Winchester hoping that the cheaper Castle Age and the cheaper Dock Techs will make a difference for him. Both players have lots of food eco coming in from the mills. We even have another boar there from Vinch. Vinch will drop a market now. But Vinch is likely to lose water. Unless Vinch reaches Castle Age faster than ACCM, I think he's going to lose water here.
I mean, Vinch better go up to castle age soon, because with this setup, ACCM can start attacking his TC soon.
Yeah, that's an issue. Also, I noticed Vinch had... I think he had finished a boar at one point during the Microfest, and he had a bunch of vills underneath his town center there. So the idle eco time shows that Winchester's been 3 times as idle, which plays a role. And that's not something we
ACCM's about
typically
to
see.
click up. That's insane. The fact that he lost his initial navy, went into fire galleys, then went back into galleys again, winning all the fights, and he's got the better eco behind.
Super smooth, man. He's just so good at everything, this guy. We know about the fight, we know about the chaos, but this has just been a smooth game from him. ACCM putting on one of his best performances ever. And Vinchester has as well in this tournament. But he's really far behind right now. He's going to click up, but he might not have the docks, which is my biggest worry. I think pretty soon ACCM is going to be able to start chipping away at a second dock here. Look at the micro again. Look at the safe. Look at the safe.
Yep.
Saves more. Repairing them behind.
KD is 18 to 9.
Crazy.
18 to 9 KD right now. Vinchester's trying to make his way across, maybe. He's sending the really weak villager. Now, ACCM does have Town Watch. So he can see that villager. Whether he notices it or not is another question.
Yeah. Now, the Vil will have to walk into... Oh, my God. He's sending the 2 HP Vil?
Yeah, he's sending the really low one.
Well, she's almost dead anyways. You might... you might as well send her.
ACCM saw it. I think he just pulled the Vils away from the lumber camp. I think he's seen that.
Yeah, I think he did.
He'll go for a
Maybe
scout.
he's thinking the scout will go get it, though. Maybe it's just the pathing. We won't know unless he heads over there. But that is a good move from Vinch. It's also a great move from ACCM to just walk right to the middle. So we could immediately lock this down. And there goes the scout, the hunt for her right now.
I guess the question is, lock it down with what? Doesn't really have the wood right now. Is it going to just be Siege Workshop?
I think TC, he just needs the wood.
Yeah,
and the Vil
he
goes
brings
down.
the knights forward. Okay. Vil dead. Wow.
Dude, ACCM's playing
He's doing
so
everything.
good. And it's
GG.
GG.
He's doing everything, man.
We finally have a game that doesn't go on for an hour, and ACCM with a perfect game. You're like, we're not talking about late game here, Tristan. And nope, we weren't, right? All the early advantages for ACCM. Beautiful KD, and I think Vinch probably felt like without water, he needed that sneak to do something, and he was just simply spotted there. That was textbook. Now Vinchester needs to win 3 straight to win this semifinal. ACCM just needs one more win, and he heads to our final tomorrow.
I've never seen ACCM play this good.
So good, dude. So good. And like, I know that the conversation with him in terms of his fight has typically been him not resigning in games. Like, he has a lot of self-belief, but he has brought back so many games from the dead as well, the last couple sets. And here we are. Where will the TCs go in inundation? We've got ACCM with the Armenians walking to the middle. So he'll TC here. He probably is waiting for the trees, and he sees them, and then kind of as expected, Vinchester going to go for the safe option here. So this has been fun, man. We have some people TC the outside and TC the middle, even in the semis.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we added in the extra trees so that this was even possible, right? Because the way the map was initially, when we first looked at it, it was not one where the TC in the middle would have made a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But with just 3 trees, suddenly it's a possibility as we see ACCM go for it again. And Vinchester go for his on the outside, like you said. There are a lot of berries here, folks. If you're wondering why Franks just have a good, solid economy, a decent tech tree, and there's a lot of extra food on this map, and a lot of that extra food is berries. 3 berry bushes within reach of Vinchester's base right now.
Also, lots of stone on the outside. So with stone, you can drop the cheap castles. And last time Vinch played this map, he walled up, he made army, and he contested the middle, dropped a castle, and then kind of went for a tread play from there. So, yeah, I do like it. I mean, I think Franks are way easier to play, honestly. I think Armenians with the feudal pikes and castle age halbs should, in theory, be good. But, like, the issue I've had when people TC the middle like this is smart players with mobility make it so difficult for them to play. Because ACCM is going to need to go out to the wood and the stone and the outside. And so he's going to have to defend that while also having to defend everything in the middle. It's just, I think Vinch could easily do this one, if you ask me.
ACCM shepherding those sheep home with his horse. That was nice. He's also got the mule cart right on the deer. That's perfect. You don't need to get it under your TC. It's fine.
Another thing that I think we hit the nail on the head on with this is the gold on the outside. The previous versions also didn't have any tiles of gold on the outside. So it's just enough where you have the potential to build up out here without having like no gold, right? I think if we had this trees like we have in the middle, but no gold on the outside, every TC would be in the middle. It'd be very one-sided there. So I think it's a nice balance.
Like, the best change to this map was just making it so you could cross everywhere on the water.
Yeah, agreed.
That was brutal.
Yeah, there was like 2 crossings sometimes, and it was really inconsistent. Can you imagine if it was still the case and people were trying to bring in these boars?
Bring in boars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday when Leary was bringing in this 6th boar. It like that would never happen.
Yep.
Never.
Barry's coming in for Vinch. It's kind of interesting.
Mule cart for ACCM. He already went to the outside.
Yeah.
So he's not collecting wood from the inside. He's just gonna play mules
Maybe
in the
his-
center and play mules on the outside.
Maybe his TC was more so to protect the golds than to take those trees. Who knows? It's always good to have them for later on if you need them. But kind of surprising that Vinch is taking the berries on the right. I wonder if that means he's going to take the safe the safe berries in the corner then, because he's got 2 more. And he's got 2 boars up there. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got a lot of food, dude.
Yeah, this would be really good for Vinch. I would say, well, it would make sense. I wouldn't actually hate a scout opening. I know we haven't seen a lot of it, but Vinch's base is pretty open, so could be good. But if not a scout opening, fast castle into light cav. Light cav adapt. It's just so good. Even if you don't kill anything, you get all the vision on the map, and you force your opponent into going for spears and just working really hard at defending your base.
I don't know, man. I've seen fast castle into just boom work so many times on this map
Yeah.
that I don't even know if I like love the opening. I mean, you can add a stable as your second building.
Yeah,
when
and
get
then
to
you add the
Feudal Age,
scouts
maybe
while
just
you're
a
on the way
couple
up.
Scouts.
Yeah. I think part of Vinch's issue the last couple games, though, has been lack of mobility in general. So I think he's going to, for anyone who maybe thinks that Vinch dropped off the last game or game and a half, like, it just literally comes down to the types of units, honestly. You get Vinch with mobile units, and it's going to look really difficult for ACCM at times. But
ACCM just brought in his first boar. Compared to Leary, who already had 7 boars or whatever by
that
this
was
point in
his
the game.
first one? Really?
Yeah, well, he's been taking the hunt with the mule cart in the
Yeah.
center, right?
Yeah, true.
I don't know where that mule cart actually went.
It's in... you just look for it. You'll find it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's in Vinchester's base.
You
And
can
it might
lose
die
it.
to the TC. Careful. You don't want to lose that. ACCM's like, oh god.
I mean,
Gotta run.
the mule cart is the same speed as a Vil, and the mule cart, I think, takes 1 damage. Oh! Villager
No,
could
you
go
can't
down
win
for
that.
Vinch.
He's got to get away with this mule cart. It takes 5 damage.
Oh, 5 damage. Okay.
Yeah, that thing needs to run.
I mean,
This is a very sedate battle
that
happening
is
here.
that is worth the idle time, is it not? Even if you lose
Yes,
the mule cart eventually.
100%. Also, that mule cart's got like some sass with the way that it's walking right
Yeah.
now.
Oh! Vinchester shows up with the horse.
Oh! Mule cart getting blocked by the horse. This was not in the plan for ACCM. This is not part of the build. And the mule cart is going to go down in Dark Age.
That's so funny, dude.
That's sick, dude.
It's also so comical that all that happened there was the villager just bonked the back of the cart, and somehow the mule dies. Like, the mule took no damage, but somehow it's dead as well. That was so funny. No wonder Vinchester was still following that. I thought he was just being silly there, but makes sense now.
I mean, it's a big kill. You're going to force your opponent to make another mule cart, which is going to be inconvenient to ACCM.
That's a
So that's
first,
nice.
man. We've seen so much this tournament. Well played. It is also nice that ACCM knows where Vinchester is. So that knowledge was probably worth it in some ways. Because now he could pretty much guess that it's going to be a light cav opening and that it's going to be the boom on the outside approach.
ACCM has to make another mule. That's
Also-
extra wood, that's extra food, and he's bringing in a boar from the outside, but he does have looms, so he should be fine. And he's got the horse there. Vinchester just full walling into the corner. It's going to be a sick setup over here.
I'm not certain that ACCM is going to click up all that easily here. His food income could be a problem. He will move the mule to more deer, but that's just one
He's
boar.
got a minute. He's got a minute on the boar. He's got a deer. He's got villagers on the berries. Might have to buy a little bit. And now some idle time, too.
Yeah, the idle time's actually kind of annoying. We'll see. But I think the amount of boars that Vinch got, plus all the extra geese he has, plus the berries, is going to be quite nice for him. And he does have the barracks. So this will be the stable opening, I believe. And then he'll just adapt it from there. But he now should know that ACCM is also in the outside in some way. You cannot dock the water terrain, by the way, folks. So I know that's really confusing. There's so many different terrains. I felt like it's worth mentioning. I think if it was dockable, Dave and I probably would have asked for a demo or two by now. Now, Vills are on golds. Vinch's build is looking near perfect. He's got Loom queued. He's got a Vill queued. He'll make his buildings have more than enough res to float. And
ACCM actually has a lot of food on these villagers.
Okay.
So we'll see how well he looks once he's actually dropped off. He drops off from the mule cart. A lot better than I thought. $7.99. ACCM manages it without using the market. That's sick.
Yeah, not bad. Could have been worse. I still think it could be an issue for him with food if he doesn't transition into farm soon. Which you don't really want to do because you probably want the wood for a TC at least. But when you're so close to the hunt.
Is this cav archers from Vinch?
Ooh.
Just like a couple of them?
Yeah. It's a big deal that ACCM saw that too. ACCM just scouted the range with his horse. Man, this has been so fun. Like, the early weeks were fun, especially the early rounds with seeds 40 through 100, just sending it.
Getting manhandled.
Well, that too, right? Just the last 2 weeks have been so good. The strategy development, just like the fight. This is what I live for, man. This is great. But cav archers?
How well will the cav archers actually do is the question. You can get fortified churches to deal with them. Your ACCM.
Yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, as there's a skirm now coming to kill off the hunt, and ACCM is blocking the skirm with his horse. Of course he is. The more I think about it, 2 cav archers might even do more than 5 light cap, because you could sit behind the wood line in the one area, and then you can kill the hunt and harass the golds around the TC.
Look at that horse. So. ACCM shoots it with the Vills before the skirmisher can snipe it. Great job from Vinch to just low value unit come out here and frustrate ACCM so much. And just take out all the hunt. Sure, just shift click it all.
That's
Fortified
part of the
church
strat.
from ACCM. He'll go for probably a warrior priest as well to grab those relics really, really quickly. He can see 3 of them. So he might actually try and get the one near Vinchester's base first.
Is it
but
worth...
still, cav archers should be okay against that.
Is it worth making a monk now instead of a warrior priest because you can convert the cav archer? Whereas if it was a stable opening, you would go warrior priest because you have to fight off a scout.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Warrior priests are a bit faster.
I think he just wants the relic. Yeah, they're way better for getting the relics.
Yeah. Well, there it is. It fights, it heals, it picks up relics, but it does not convert. And you also get the free relic with the fortified church there if you're Armenians right away.
Okay, so Vinch goes for 2 cav archers, and he's like, the second range isn't really paying off yet. Doesn't have the gold. Queues up another one.
Bodkin's fairly expensive as well, right? That's 300 resources, but when you get free horse collar, free heavy plow, I think that you're able to justify a little bit more investment there. And now the CA are going to be out and about.
The warrior priest is found right away. Oh, wow. That's a nice find there for Vinch.
Yeah, and you can't convert it, right? So you can't just hope for one conversion now. And nice pick off there from Vinch. Vinch also knows where those relics are, too, because he's had his horse scouting for that. So he correctly guessed that relic on the right side would be where ACCM would go.
ACCM has the TC on the outside, so the cav archers have to respect that. Siege Workshop now coming up from ACCM on the outside as well. And the cav archers have actually taken quite a bit of map control. There's the first villager kill. It's working for Vinchester so far, and he's got the 3rd town center now going up behind this. This is a really interesting strat, not one you would immediately think of with the Franks.
Yeah. Well, it's all about... It's kind of like the previous game where we talked about how Roman Navy's not great in late game, but you could take early advantages. This is not going to lead to as early a GG here, but this is smooth. And also back to the approach of the TC in the middle. Because you still need the outside, it's so tough to protect everything. Even the Siege Workshop, it protects that one area, but then the middle isn't fully protected. It's just stressful right now.
Monk is now out trying to convert the cav archers. He doesn't have enough wood because he doesn't have control on the outside with those cav archers there to drop the fortified churches and like protect everything. If you had one on every side, then the cav archers are going to struggle to find damage, but you don't have the wood for that. As ACCM now tries to bring in a relic.
This is what I mean about Vinchester. Like, Vinch is back, dude. You give him some mobility, and it's a completely different situation. And he's 3 TC booming behind this. Might be a little uncertain on what to make next because the Scorpion's made it here, but he could even kill off the Scorpion if he has the micro. And this would be really annoying for ACCM to lose the Scorpion.
I don't think he's going to.
The Monk, though...
He's going to save this with the TC. One cav archer goes down, so that's basically like getting a conversion, I guess. You force him into the town center.
Yeah, that's true.
And Vinchester now goes back to the other wood line. There is a Scorpion inside the Siege Workshop and another Scorpion on the way. So the cav archer pressure will only last for so long. However, Vinchester is buying himself time. He's booming behind.
Is ACCM actually trying to take that relic in the north right now? That is so bold. Okay, good luck with that one.
It's not going to work. Unless the cav archer misses every shot for the foreseeable future. I mean, he's got a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Warrior Priest will run back into the CA, though. And here comes Vinchester, TC number 4, and he's going to take the gold. So ACCM has not been able to fully control the middle. And a key thing behind this is Vinchester's also on stone still. So he will probably be thinking about a castle soon. And down goes the
Warrior
priest.
Priest is dead.
Yep. I love how active Vinch is. This is an auto scout, unless I'm just wrong. I think that horse has been checking things as well. He just saw the TC. Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think it is auto scout. But 14 CA, all that ACCM has is the boom. He's got 2 relics, and he's got 4 scorpions. So it feels like maybe time for a siege workshop from Vinchester to start to pile on some pressure on the scorpions.
ACCM getting some good scouting too. ACCM's got a lot of stone, and he's going with outposts to the center area here. He's got town watch, I believe. So if he sees that TC, he might just castle drop that. Bring the scorpions forward to protect it, which he's doing, and then castle drop that TC. However, the cav archers are coming in here from Vinch, and ACCM needs to notice that. Loses another villager. Outpost does not see the TC, sorry.
Yeah. Interesting that Vinch is adding the stable now. So he might try and go for light cav. Look at the micro from Vinch! There's no ballistics on the scorpions, dude, and he caught ACCM out. ACCM thought he could just patrol and be fine. And 2 scorpions is going to be annoying to get to the middle now, and he's going to lose this one as well. There's no saving it. Don't make scorpions against Vinchester. Just don't do it.
4th relic coming in for ACCM. He's still managed to pull them in.
And the castle's going up. Composite bowmen against Frank cav archers might end up being pretty good, especially if they're weak.
TC damage. It could be.
Cav archer.
TC's been discovered. ACCM sees where the town center is now from Vinchester. Does he want to pressure that? It wouldn't surprise me to see him go for like a siege workshop and mangonels or something on this side.
Finch has no clue that castle's up. So he doesn't feel like he needs to go for siege workshop right now. And ballistics now for ACCM. He's still on stone too. Yeah, dude, if there's no siege or castle for Vinch, he might be pushed off of this gold here. He needs to find out about that.
Yeah, and he's going to see it now. He's going to see it now. He comes in with the cav archers. Scorpion's getting a little bit of damage. Cav archers now forced away. And Vinchester, we're in the state of the game where, you know, he's going to have to start thinking about a different unit. Cav archers just buy you time.
More
They're
scorpions.
Not a late game option for Franks, that's for sure.
Scorpions are just now about to be affected by ballistics, so they could be much stronger. There's the castle now from Vinch. Vinch should complete this. There's not any siege there to deny it. ACCM doing his best here. But when there's castles like this, this is where a lot of players try and fast-track their way to Imp. So we might see that cancel Vil production, selling off excess wood to buy some food. I guess it's easier for ACCM to go Imp, though, because he has all the gold, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Some wood being sold now from Vinch. He's not queuing up any units. No villagers, no cav archers, no nothing. And now ACCM's buying food. He's buying food again. He's selling more wood. And it's a race to Imp, dude. I love when this happens. Both players just realize, like, oh, crap, I got to get Imp. And at the same time, they're going to click.
And you also know the opponent is doing it because you're both at the market so frequently and you're watching the prices change.
Up and down, yep.
ACCM is up. A lot of Vinchester's control this game was Cav Archers, but we have reached that point where maybe Cav Archers just isn't an exciting thing about the Franks. And ACCM is 20 on gold. He's got 4 relics bringing in gold as well. Composite Bowman could still be pretty decent. But Vinch is the cheaper castle.
Vinch might get another, he might get another castle up here for double trebs. Whether he can afford those trebs is another question, right?
Yeah.
The ecos are still a little frail for both.
I think it's worth it for Vinch to bring Vils from the outside to the middle right now. You need Vils to repair your castles and your trebs.
Maybe.
And when you are trying to treb push someone who is defending their own eco, it's a huge defender's advantage for repairs.
Maybe.
Also, I think ACCM might end up having to delete his houses there. Just like small things, but when you go to repair that castle, if you do, your villagers are just going to bump into each other there.
God, hand carts coming in for Vinch. No wheelbarrow at all for ACCM. And villager count is starting to scale ahead for the Franks here. Another castle comes up from Vinch. The question is whether he's going to be able to afford trebs. Another castle goes up from ACCM. He just bought that. That's the advantage of having gold access. He just straight up bought that castle.
It's kind of nice for Vinch, though, that his CA, which are just healing inside the castle, are doing all that extra damage there. That's going to be a treb hit or two of damage on that castle. His trebs will be out a little later, but Franks also get bombard cannon, which Armenians cannot. Now, that's expensive. It needs to be something you think of, but the university's going up for Vinch, so most likely on the cards.
We're going to have a standoff here, folks. We are going to have a standoff here. Mangonel was in the queue for ACCM. He thought better of it. That's smart because he needs the wood and the gold for the trebs. And he's got 2 trebs right away. He's a little bit faster to Imp. I think you just target that front castle. Actually, do you target the same castle if you're ACCM, or do you try and sneak, like... Sometimes you can get big value from targeting both at the same time, and they only repair one.
Yeah, but the key is you said sometimes. I think you need to guarantee you take a castle down. So go for one of them. It's especially risky right now for ACCM because his one castle already lost 1,300 HP.
He's got to repair that church, too. That's a lot of relic income.
Yeah,
if
true.
Those go down. He might be waiting for the relics to pop out, but they might pop out on the wrong side of that.
Yeah, you don't really have a ton of control on that. So, okay, that's actually really nice.
Oh, there they are.
It's going to be purely trebs. Remember what we said. ACCM's got 35 Vils in the middle. Vinch has 18.
There's the monks. Don't die to the castle. He brings them back. Oh, man.
I think ACCM is going to take out these castles. He's going to get to 4 trebs. There's not enough repair Vils for Vinch.
Now too.
True. Stone income is really rough for both of them, which means you need to buy, which means you need gold.
Costs less for Vinch to repair.
Vinch's castle is going to fall, but ACCM's is going to fall as well.
Oh, man. One castle versus one.
Wherever that bombard cannon is coming from, he is the most important guy on the map right now for Vinch.
Yes, where is he? Oh, my God.
He's coming a long way away.
All the way across. Yeah, this castle is going to be dead by the time the bombard cannon gets there. Can ACCM hold the castle is the question. I think Vinchester's is going to die. ACCM doesn't have enough surface area to repair because of those houses. The villagers are bumping around. He's trying to get Bracer now. The Cav Archers are out of the castle, and he pushes forward with the composite bowman.
They're both going to die.
The Mangonel.
They're both going to die.
Both castles going to go down. Yep. Oh, my God.
Okay, so now Cav Archers, Mangonels, hand cannons, they all become super important, and then the trebs as well. Vinch's trebs just roll out of there in time. He's barely clinging onto this gold, though, right? So if ACCM can keep pushing a little bit further, take Vinch off of gold, then Vinch is very limited with what he can make
redemption. There's redemption for ACCM. So that's the counter to the bombard cannons. Winchester just going into hand cannons, but hand cannons with no gold? With only the little bit of gold you have on the edge? Not the greatest.
Yeah, and funnily enough, the composite bowmen are actually really helpful now, but also ACCM can't make more of them. The Scorpions even are going to be really helpful. They're both stuck almost in different ways. Bombard cannon, you can't go in after multiple trebs. You got to be careful. And what
Especially
a game.
with block printing coming in for the monks. Composite bowmen struggling against the hand cannons. I think ACCM might even want to try and treb down the hand cannons rather than the bombard cannon.
There's an
Take care of
argument.
that with the monk later.
There's an argument. There's still CA for Vinch. He's going to try and hit other areas of the map.
Bombard cannon! So close!
Bombard Cannon's got some really good hits from Winchester. He does have enough stone for another castle, but where could he place it, dude? Look at the hand
Big
cannons
raid in
go.
the
Look
back,
at the
too.
micro. Winchester. The Bombard Cannon goes down.
Raid in the back of ACCM's base. Winchester shows up there with the light cav and the cav archers. Kind of shutting down the eco a little bit. ACCM still really vulnerable over there.
Yeah, he is. Hand cannons are not being protected. Winchester's focusing on his raids. It's been a long series. But now the trebs from Winchester are coming for ACCM's new castle, dude.
God. ACCM, he's got to reposition his trebs.
He's going to send the Vils? Is that what he's doing? No.
No, he's building a mule cart, but he needs to repair the castle. But he's busy at home.
He's very busy. What a great job from Vinch to hit that area. Look at all the idle time from ACCM.
That castle's not going to stay alive, I don't think. Unless he gets some really lucky hits against the trebs immediately.
The light cav that Winchester has is just so weak, but they could still kill the monks. And the castle goes down again! This eco for ACCM is a mess, dude. It's like he has gold, wood, and nothing else right now. And it's 40 on food for Vinch. But big shots from ACCM still giving him some hope.
And the fortified churches are honestly what's kind of keeping ACCM in this. If he didn't have those churches, like 4 of them lined up, Winchester could have pushed in with his military before.
Vinch can't lose the trebs.
He could have maybe taken back the gold access. Oh no! He loses a treb right away. At least he gets out of there with 2.
Okay, so Vinch has to start thinking about where the golds are. He will
Castle on
find
the
some gold.
outside.
He is going to castle drop there to pressure ACCM, but Vinch is like gonna have to give up the middle. As long as he can still make enough trebs and bombard cannons to take back the middle in the future, it's probably fine. But this is rough. He's gonna find a tile on the left and the right. So that's 1,600 gold.
ACCM has to get some safe farms up and has to get wood access. He's got 8 on wood currently.
Yeah. Do you even research armor if you're Vinch? Also, Vinch just spent 1,000 gold on heresy?
Heresy. What?
Well, I guess he doesn't want them. He thinks ACCM's going to go full monks.
Okay.
When you don't have a lot of gold, that is very expensive.
Buying a castle inside of his base. ACCM just placing a castle right up against the edge of the map. There's not a whole lot there to protect at the moment.
Yeah.
But the light cav are coming in, so the timing is impeccable.
You think Vinch is not getting armor because of the composite bowman or just because he's too focused right now? Maybe both. The light cav could benefit from more armor upgrades, but they're still so good. They're still so good. They dive here. There's only one castle from Vinch. Or from ACCM, rather. His trebs are exposed. But then again, the light cav died pretty fast there. So, still an opportunity as Winchester's trying to raid the sides. He is raiding in the outside here. 15 villager lead, but no gold for Winchester.
It's just so messy here for ACCM. Like, he needs wood access, but he's being raided all over the place. The cav archers continue to be annoying. And now bombard cannons are just sniping his trebs because he doesn't have any monks over there to convert it. Even if he does, his opponent has heresy. And Winchester's taking back gold control again as he moves forward with the trebs. Can he hold it?
Yeah, he really needs some upgrades for the light cav. Like, the light cav getting the second armor upgrade. I know that composite bowmen ignore armor, but castles don't. TCs don't. Vince is just going to go for the pure flood here. He doesn't even care about that
God.
KD.
Yeah, they're just getting killed so quickly.
The cannon is out of the picture. But there's still Trebs from Winchester. And still stone to build a castle. And he will snipe a Treb? Nope. Yikes, dude. He's tossed away like 50 units in the middle.
But he has gold. He has gold.
Oh, man, and he has Trebs on the outside. He's got Trebs on the outside. He took down ACCM's castle there. So ACCM has no defense on the outside now.
ACCM's done, I think. He's losing villagers on the right side now. And Winchester just has a far superior eco to ACCM, and he's got gold access. That's the only thing he was missing.
Yeah.
Now he's taking out the castle in the middle. ACCM trying to push back. If he can kill these Trebs in the middle, it could be huge. He needs to hit some shots, though.
The Light Cav will swoop in to kill the Trebs. The composite bowmen, which have been so sick against the Light Cav, are still defending the Trebs. But can ACCM's Trebs hit the shots? Will he be able to repair? I don't know, dude. Like, I think if ACCM can get to 30 composite bowmen,
maybe
he might be able to kill everything Winchester has, but Winchester is mining tons of gold right now. Composite bowmen have looked really good, honestly, against the Light Cav. The castle fire as well has helped ACCM so much, and Vinch is worried he's going to back away with his Trebs. Yeah, I mean, this gives time. Composite bowmen, they create very quickly, and they're also good against skirms, and Frank's skirmishers are also bad. So I think this is winnable for ACCM, even without the a little bit of control on the outside.
I mean, he still somehow has 120 villagers.
Yeah.
42 of those are working on a woodline that's about to disappear, though. He went for a tower, which will clear up the cav archers, which gives him more access to wood on the left side. That's a crazy tower in Imp.
And there's some composite bowman on the Trebs from Vinch. Vinch is never expecting that.
Vinch is off gold, too.
Yeah.
He's off gold in the middle now. Oh, man. If ACCM wins this one again, dude, like, this guy is insane. He doesn't give up.
Nice shot from Vinch not to lose the vills in the middle. So he's backed away. He still has a little bit of gold on the outside, access to more stone. He could even sell off stone. Vinch is still raiding with some light cav here or there. We'll probably find some kills. And I think he's also going to protect his Trebs on the outside. ACCM just needs to make a beeline to the heart of Winchester's eco right now, I think.
Yes.
Just do not give Vinch the time.
Villagers.
Yep.
It's beautiful, but Vinch is stopping him. The hand cannons are putting in work. The light cav are just dying, but they're pushing the forces back. As the Mangonels come in for big shots from ACCM, he doesn't get them.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening here. Vinch sees it, splits, kills it. Yeah, hand cannons at least do a lot of damage. Oh, man, what a game. It's super close. 150 pop for both. More stone found from ACCM on the outside somehow. But he is slowly losing the outside control to the Trebs.
The lack of armor on these light cav is just killing Vinch. Like, he's losing so many against fortified churches, which should do no damage.
Yeah, it's my thought as well.
78 on food, though. I mean, he can afford to just keep spamming.
Yeah.
He can afford to just keep sending light cav.
That's what he's going to do. He's like, take the middle. But eventually, even if ACCM loses everything on the outside, if he gets an army of composite bowmen that's strong enough, we know the composite bowman will kill the light cav.
I think you believe way too much in that unit. That unit's junk.
It's not junk if the opponent doesn't have gold, though. That's kind of the big thing on my mind. I don't know what ACCM can really do otherwise either. And now he's going to address the Trebs here from Winchester. He should take those Trebs. Vinch can never make another Treb if he loses these. This is horrible for Winchester. This is really bad right there. It's not bad that he's pushing the middle, though, with a bombard cannon. He can't lose that either, though, Dave. ACCM refuses to die. Heresy means it'll die. It's dead. The Trebs are dead. What is happening, man?
Winchester, sell your stone, right? Sell some of the stone. Get the final 2 cav armor upgrades, and then just send the units into ACCM's eco. You can't deal with them.
Yeah. Also, ACCM needs elite composite bowmen. I think also Deep Breath, stop producing vills, get the upgrade.
Why does he need elite?
Why elite composite bowman? Because it makes the unit slightly better.
It's 5 HP extra.
5 HP is 5 HP, bro. All right, it's not
Okay.
about
On
how
a
much
40
HP you have.
unit, I guess.
It's how
on a
much.
40 HP unit.
It's how you use the HP. It's not how much
It's not
HP
about
you
the
have.
HP.
Yeah.
It's not about the size of the army. It's the fury of its onslaught.
Yep.
That's
and
what you're telling me.
There's
right?
elite.
Okay.
Dude, this is unbelievable. So Castle now from Winchester will get Treb down. But now Lycav come in. Armor upgrades are coming in. 80 on food for Vinch, dude.
Yeah.
80.
You just keep yeeting these light cav in.
Yeah.
You just keep sending them in. Doesn't matter if he doesn't have gold. Elite composite bowman is in. That 5 HP going crazy. +1 armor as well. Amazing.
ACCM has lost 90 villagers to these raids from Vinch, and Vinch will bring some vills to the middle now. Vinch also researched the
Veritors.
wrong unique tech. He researched Bearded Axe, so he thought he got Chivalry for the faster stable production. Dave, at some point you're going to have to kill these composite bowmen, and I'm still
Yeah.
very concerned for Vinch that you cannot kill them with what he
Okay.
has.
So, are we going to see... We've already seen the Vinch-filled donut. Are we going to see the ACCM flavored donut this game?
I think we might. Yeah.
The jelly in the middle?
Yeah. Vinch has done such a good job raiding, but those two castles are just holding ACCM's chances alive in this. Raiding will be tougher now because there's a castle on the outside wood. That's all ACCM needed, right? He just needed the wood secured.
He's just slowly rotating around with these trebs, isn't he? It's just slowly moving around the map.
Yep.
Composite bowmen are here. The light cav are still working away on the trebs. ACCM's busy. The light cav might kill the trebs. Careful.
Trebs will survive, barely. And now the composite bowmen are moving towards the gold. Yeah, ACCM cannot let Vinch get gold, because that's just more trebs or bombard cannons that he can make to push the middle. We'll see the skirms now. Remember, benefit of the skirms is they are high pierce armor against archers, but the composite bowmen ignore that. And Franks don't get bracer, which hurts their range and attack too.
And he's going to have to deal with these trebs. They're looping around.
Yeah.
Trebs are looping around. Winchester is still streaming units to the middle. I would have loved to see Winchester completely ignore the gold and just kill everything on the outside. I think going to the middle is a mistake from him.
He
I
did
think he's
kill
just
a lot.
Yeah, but like ACCM still has all of that stuff. If you sent the light cav in there,
Yeah.
instead of sending it to die against the castles, ACCM would be stuck in the middle.
Well,
And right now, ACCM is killing your base.
he's
Like,
going to come to the middle
Winchester-
now. He's going to do it now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the warning sign. But ACCM sees that castle. He won't allow that, so he'll go to treb that down. And now Winchester is going to try and treb the castle from ACCM, which he can't build any more of. He has no stone. And no stone to repair either.
Opposite Bowman coming forward. He's got Warrior Priest to try and take out the trebs.
Oh
Those
my
aren't gonna
god.
work.
What is
Castle
happening?
goes down from Winchester on the other side, I think. I don't think he realizes that's happening. He's got so much stone, but he doesn't realize that's happening. So the composite bowman can come in now. Winchester has lost a lot of vills in the last few minutes.
What is happening? Vinch is bringing all the vills he can to the center gold. He takes down the castle, Dave. Who is dying more right now? I think just 50 composite bowmen is the problem. The ability to make more trebs for ACCM is such a big deal. I'm just not seeing the skirms and the Lycav do enough right now for Winchester, and his trebs have so little protection.
Kicked off the middle again, and he still hasn't kicked ACCM off the outside. You got to kick ACCM off the outside.
He's trying. He's got
Can't
stables
help
in the
but think
south,
this is-
raiding.
Middle priority is a mistake, man. I think it is.
On the right side, Vinch is expanding. Is it too late, though? It might be too late to switch. It's like that moment felt like it for Vinch. And 25 vills in queue for ACCM. If he loses vills, he's going to replenish them immediately. Vinch is 3 in queue. No gold. 2 relics, though. 2 relics in the north of the map. But, like...
Where'd the relics from ACCM go? Oh, they're in there. Okay,
Yeah.
he's bringing them back. There's a solitary treb. He's going to convert it. No, just kill it with the mangonel.
I think the monk might die.
Winchester is looking like he's on the back foot now.
Yeah.
He had such an eco advantage, and he's lost it.
and he calls. Well, I assume he
my
calls the
God.
GG,
Yep,
and ACCM wins 4-1. We'll move on to our final, and just another example of
Oh no
insane...
no! Wait!
Was it a drop?
Wait!
Was it a drop?
The game is stopped because it has encountered an out of sync error.
No. But for me, it said Vinchester resigned.
No, I know, but I'm looking in the player chat. ACCM
Oh, they went out of
saying,
sync.
Wait! You don't.
Oh.
It ain't over yet.
Okay, so they're gonna have to try and restore this. Yeah. I think it may be very short-lived upon the restore, but that was not a tap out there from Vinchester.
Do you want to like ghost cast this one? Oh my God, ACCM pushing forward. He's still got the 4 trebs. Looks like Vinchester's going for extra TCs. ACCM with the composite bowman, but Vinchester pushes them back.
Vinchester's just
Now
lost
Vinchester's
another
got
town
stables.
center. He's just lost
Oh my
another
God.
TC. He's losing
And
30
he's
bills,
got
Dave.
stables in the south.
Oh
in the
my
corner.
God.
He's sending more light cav in. ACCM doesn't realize it.
But he can't make trebs, Dave. He has no castles. He can't make
Unbelievable.
trebs. If he can't make trebs, he can't push down the castles. And the castles are the key. The castles are making composite bowmen. Did the game end yet? No, it didn't end yet. I'm going to try again.
I'll make sound effect. That's my composite bowman's. It's
Yeah.
the sound of the. Doesn't work.
So this happens sometimes when you try and spectate games when you don't have the map in your map folder. But in order to spectate a game, you shouldn't need the map in your map folder. It's a bug. So I think it's the same thing where it's saying if you don't have the restore file somehow, you can't spec it.
I got the send error report to DE. I'm gonna put doesn't work.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. They're out of the game. They're out of the game.
They're out of the game.
I think that's got to be ACCM 1. Okay.
ACCM 1. He did it, folks. Oh my God, that's a 3.5 hour 4-1.
That's insane.
That's an insane
That's insane.
set.
We've had 3.5 hour 7-game sets, and ACCM wins. So obviously, apologies for the technical difficulties at the end, but we're going to aim to get ACCM in here. So we've got to keep things moving along due to ACCM's fight. We had a pretty quick first semifinal, but Dave, there's an interview channel. We'll hop in, and let's talk to him before we get prepped for the second semi.
Okay.
So he should be in. He should be ready. ACCM, how you feeling, man?
Yes, sir. Feeling good.
Are you tired?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. We unfortunately couldn't watch the last part of the final game there, but I felt like we knew that there was no way you were going to lose from that position. I'll start with a quick question here, ACC. I'm sorry, Dave and I are both a little excited after watching you play today. But how did you like your chances coming in against Vinchester today after you beat Viper and you're down to the final 4?
Yeah, Winchester is really good player, and he is my main practice partner, and we repair a lot. So it's just my game. The game today, I'm not showing the strategy to him, so it's really something is really new to him, so he doesn't expect.
Okay, so did you do training matches with him before this series? Like,
No. I
Okay.
just go some game with Sebastian. But I mean, before we play a lot.
okay.
Did you think you were the favorite because you beat Viper and you're playing like a beast? Did you think you were favorite to win against Vinchester today?
Yeah, I'm confident. I think I'm satisfied with my draft as well. I think I'm confident this for today.
So, in the second game, ACCM, we obviously had the pause because you saw your elephants were dying, right? And you thought it was against the rules. It was a good strat from Vinchester, but did you think you were dead then? Or did you still think you had a chance? Because that game went on forever still.
You mean I did at the start or I did at the late game?
At the start, like when you have no elephants.
Well, what can I do? Just keep playing.
True.
I
All
cannot
right.
do
And
anything,
you-
right? Because he just hit my ball and then he cannot do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
to be
like, I
honest,
just like,
you were kind of in a bad position there against Viper in the same map, right? The same spot, and you managed to win that game too. So it's just like, why not play on?
yeah, that's really nice execution by him. If I got a smooth duck egg, I think he gonna be in trouble because he did a really good counter to my strategy.
ACCM, do you like playing Stranded? Because every single Stranded game I watch you play is so fun to watch, but it's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, I like the map as well. That's really fit my style.
Did you think you were dead in that game when the 2 castles were up and your TCs were all dead?
Okay, when I 20k score different, I will resign. It's not
Okay.
even 10k.
So there was
not
not
even
enough score
10K.
difference. Oh,
What
man.
did you get confused in that game on Stranded when you had him surrounded? Did you get confused like how he was staying alive? Because I think he did a really good job, just kept making villagers against you, and you were playing Castle Age against Imperial Age for a very long time there.
Yeah. It's really good job by him. And I think in the Messi game I play pretty well, so it's okay.
Okay. Well, ACCM was a long series. There's one more semifinal, Leary and Sebastian. Who do you think is favorite in that semifinal? And then is there one of those players that you'd prefer to play in the final?
For me, I prefer to play Sebastian because he deserves to be in the final. He prepare a lot, and we both prepare a lot, and I think the percent for me is like 50-50.
Nice. Yeah, I think it'll be
Yeah.
really close, man. Well, I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
casting you in the final tomorrow. A pleasure to watch you play, my friends, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. See you in Germany.
ACCM! Good job, man. Good job.
Thank
See you
you,
tomorrow.
Dave.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.